6 degrees in Madison, and right now 81 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
How are you doing? I appreciate you joining me for What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, and you are here on a supersized episode. 3 hours of culture and creativity here in Wisconsin and around the world. And do you want one of the most talked about items in Milwaukee for yourself? Guess what is about to go on the auction block? No longer on Bradford Beach, but it could be in your backyard. The vandalized, abandoned boat that became a landmark, Deep Thought, will be auctioned off to the highest bidder this summer. WTMJ's Adam Roberts joins me at 6:20 with the update on this development of the Deep Thought story and a very Milwaukee documentary, Brady Street, Portrait of a Neighborhood. It screens Thursday at the Oriental Theater, and filmmaker Sean Michael Kafer visited What's on Tap in March, just as the documentary was completed. And the cool thing was it was selected to be shown at the Milwaukee Film Festival in spring, and now you can see it. It was rated one of the best of the fest, and there's even going to be a talkback afterwards. So Sean Kafer back in the WTMJ studio at 6:35 with an update on the journey of this documentary so far and what you can expect to see on Thursday night at the Oriental Theater. Wisconsin is about to make history with a brand new park, and one of the Wisconsin-born actresses in the film musical Wicked is part of the groundbreaking celebration this week. The Ability Center's Damian Bookman is bringing actress Marissa Bodie. She plays Nessa Rose in the new Wicked films. She's coming back to her home state of Wisconsin this week to draw attention to the creation, phase 1, of the Moss Universal Park project. Maybe you've heard about this. This is exciting. It's planned to be the largest all-inclusive, barrier-free community park in the United States. Damian Bookman joins me in the WTMJ studio at 7:35 to share his mission with this park and really the goal to make sure everybody can play, all ages, all abilities. So I'm excited to meet Damian in person and learn more about his positive work, plus what it's been like to hang out with Marissa Bodie while planning for the park. And also tonight in this WTMJ studio, there is a very curious opera being staged at Florentine Opera Company, or by the Florentine Opera Company this weekend. It's actually being staged at the Lubar Center at on Marquette's campus. It's called Scalia Ginsburg, and it's a one-act opera about the Supreme Court justices. So opera with a sense of humor and a sense of it sounds very interesting. So we're going to hear from Renata Herrera from Florentine Opera Company just about what to expect at Scalia Ginsburg. And we'll cover some other fun topics tonight. I do want to tell you about Gary Sinise and Lieutenant Dan Band. It really lived up to the name of Skylight Rocks at the concert last night. Gary Sinise playing bass guitar. It really was a fun night. And this band, they're covering Walking in Memphis here. They covered Rosanna from Toto, Jump by Van Halen, which I got to tell you, this was a party atmosphere. It was John Mercure attended as well, and he and I were talking about it this morning. He's compared it to a reunion, like a family reunion. People were talking to each other, but in that right way. We're like, oh, you got the party band in the background. It wasn't disruptive. It was people seeing each other for the first time in a while, and then as soon as a song would come on, like Uptown Funk, half a dozen people in your row would jump up and dance and sing along, and it was a really fun vibe. And at one point there was a huge conga line that went through the entire Aurora Pavilion of all sorts of people, so it really was a good time. Gary Sinise embodies that sense of fun, and the band, a dozen people up there, 5 different singers, keyboardist, guitarist. There was a great horn section, a percussionist, and then a drummer. These are a good band. He's been traveling with this band for a while. They're about to play their 600th show. And this is what Gary Sinise, he did a sound check before the concert and then talked to some media folks. And I was really thrilled and honored to be there. I'm so glad that Gary Sinise was a guest on What's on Tap. And if you haven't heard those interviews, if you just text the word Gary, Gary, to the Siding Unlimited, WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. If you text Gary to 855-616-1620, you can catch up on the full conversation with Gary Sinise and Skylight Music Theater Artistic Director Michael Unger, because they're the guys who have been friends for ages, and that's why Gary Sinise came to play this concert. This is how far back they go, and listen to Gary Sinise in this pre-show Q&A on stage.
Milwaukee? I grew up in Highland Park, Illinois, which is not too far from here. That's where Michael and I met years ago and went to high school there. And used to come up to Milwaukee every once in a while and misbehave. And but it's been many, many years since I've been here. And Michael's been here now for several years, and I thought this was a great opportunity to come.
And so it's great that their friendship lasts this long, and that Gary Sinise, he serves veterans, he loves them, he cares for them. He has started the Gary Sinise Foundation in 2011 and does so many different things to support veterans, including have an arts and entertainment outreach program. So keep an eye on Skylight Music Theater. You will see that for every single production at Skylight, they have a veterans show where the Gary Sinise Foundation treats veterans, a group of them, to dinner and a show, bringing people together. And it was just great. And not only does Gary Sinise know Michael Unger from Skylight Music Theater, asked him, how he liked Milwaukee. And did you hear how he spent his day?
Went out today, toured around a little bit with a friend of mine who's here, and she showed me around. Her name's Janine Syjon, and Janine is a friend of mine, and so we went over to the memorial, the Lance Syjon Memorial, and saw the memorial out by the airport. I wanted to see that, and just toured around. It was a lovely town. I wish I had a little more time.
So Gary Sinise went to see the incredible F4 jet that has been refurbished, rededicated, all part of the WTMJ Cares initiative that John Mercure spearheaded, and so many of you WTMJ fans donated. And it was fun to find out Gary Sinise actually knows Janine Syjon and knows the Captain Lance Syjon story and was compelled to go. And it turns out that he went to the memorial. They kind of hung out there together, and they really had an emotional moment together. So I'm really pleased that Gary Sinise is such a decent man. He walks the walk. He truly is the kind man that you think that he is. And I was going to say one more thing, that if you didn't hear yesterday was officially Gary Sinise Day in Milwaukee. The mayor Mayor Johnson came out and read a proclamation and everything. And Gary Sinise was so sweet that after he got the framed proclamation, he said, hey, we're going to hang this on the wall in the office, and handed it to his manager, who said, we're going to make room for this. So if you didn't get to go to Skylight Rocks, you can still go support Skylight Music Theater, and you'll be supporting something that Gary Sinise believes in. So thanks so much for joining me for the Gary Sinise journey. It was very, very nice to have him on What's on Tap, and you can catch up on that podcast anytime. And the latest development in the deep thought story, the beat-up boat that could be yours, WTMJ's Adam Roberts joins me with the update next on What's on Tap.
It's here, the largest vacation sale in the nation. Fox World Travel's exclusive July sale is back. Score unbeatable deals at all-inclusive resorts with Apple Vacations to Mexico and the Caribbean with non-stop flights. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention you heard it on WTMJ. Book now and secure your spot with just a deposit. The sale ends July 25th. Don't miss out.
Hey there, I'm Sandy Maxx at WTMJ, here to tell you about incredible career opportunities with my friends at Three Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman. And not only are they ranked the best in continuing care, assisted living, and independent living in Wisconsin, it's a certified great place to work. And I was there last Friday for a fun event. They are unveiling the fields at Three Pillars, an active adult community, and they're hiring. And this really does seem like a great environment to work in. They're hiring caregivers with their assisted living and memory care communities, full and part-time, day, evening. Shifts start at $20 an hour. You could get more based on experience and shifts. And the best part, you'll make a difference in the lives of others every day at Three Pillars. If you're interested, go to the website, threepillars.org, and click on the Careers tab to learn more.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. We install anything decks and more. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
Are happening right now, a procession transporting fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder to his final resting place at Wisconsin Memorial Park.
Eric Billstad.
Casket's always got an escort. There's always someone there at all times. Pretty unique moment. Kind of gives you chills to think about.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
We've got this vehicle fire. It's a semi that was on fire on eastbound 94.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ. You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip.
You remember the vandalized boat that washed up and was abandoned on Milwaukee's Bradford Beach last fall? Stayed there for months before a very ceremonious removal a couple of months ago. Well, that boat has a name. Heck, it even has a commemorative bobblehead after being such a cultural touch point in Milwaukee, and it's about 6 months on the beach. The boat is Deep Thought, and there's a development in the story today. WTMJ's Adam Roberts joins us on What's on Tap. What's the update?
Well, the update, Sandy, is that it's time for this puppy to go to auction. And we were talking about this a while ago, the possibility that this could happen. County supervisors want it to happen. They think it's the only way they'll recoup the money they spent to get the darn thing out. Well, now we have a date. July 22nd was confirmed to me earlier this afternoon. That's when the auction will begin, and it'll be online and go for 2 weeks. They want to get at least 20,000. So if you've got that sitting around in your wallet, now's the time to get it ready because the auction begins July 22nd.
I feel like this is almost one of those, how people get together and they'll pool their money for a lottery ticket. Maybe this is a bunch of people pooling together and have it in their family as an heirloom to pass down.
Well, so here's the details. If anyone out there is already pooling together their monies to get this thing, there are some stipulations you have to keep in mind. So it'll go for 14 days. Then once the final bid is selected, the highest price, you got to take the thing off the county's hands. You got to tow it away. And this is a 33-foot boat. This isn't just some rowboat that washed ashore. It's a big old boat. So you got to find a way to get it to your property, wherever that is. And also, important to note, it will be sold as is. So there was talk maybe they would chop some of the pieces up. Maybe some bar would buy just the stern end that says Deep Thought in the blue paint. Or maybe you have a favorite graffiti piece from all the artwork that cropped on it over the 7 months it was abandoned. Nope, it's going to be sold in one piece, dilapidated as it is.
And then you could try and resell it again, because didn't you meet someone on site who was a UWM student who was selling even just bits of the wood for $10 a pop?
That's right. And I think they were from MATC, and they were selling them like hotcakes. I mean, everyone, I think I bumped into Mike DeSisti from the Journal Sentinel. He took a piece for $10, and I was going to purchase one myself, but like any good business person, supply and demand, they ran out before I could get a slice.
Now, Adam, there are some people who are hearing about Deep Thought for the first time, or they're like, well, wait a minute, how the heck did this get on the beach in the first place? Can you remind everybody the backstory of how this, like you said, 30-foot boat washed up on the shore and just wound up staying there?
So sit right back, everyone, and hear the tale. So this thing was purchased by, thing being a boat, was purchased by a couple from Mississippi whose whole ambition from the get-go, per anything that they've said to the media or anyone else, was we just want to buy a boat and then sail off quite literally into the sunset and just live on this thing as part of our retirement plan. So they buy the boat from a salesperson in Manitowoc, and their first fateful trip, if you will, down the Lake Michigan shore ended during a storm when they were washed ashore. There's some still kind of uncertainty as to whether or not they tried to get into McKinley Marina, whether they were turned away or not. It's a lot of he said, she said. They wash up ashore, and then the couple decides that since they sunk all their money, quite literally, into the boat, they had no way to get it out, and so it was left abandoned by them in October of last year. And that's where it sat for 7 months while the county and the city kind of went back and forth, ping-ponged whose responsibility it would be to get it out. We had a local salvage operator, Jerry Geyer, who said he could get the thing out, tried multiple times. That was to no avail because over 6-7 months, so much silt and water washed up into the bottom of this thing that it literally became 20,000 pounds of dead weight just sitting in the sand. So ultimately, it was taken out by a big towing company that usually flips semis up that are flipped over on the freeways. One of those big cranes yoinked the thing out. It was a whole to-do. I was out there on May 6th with thousands, quite literally, of other people watching this thing go down. And then we now have this public auction. And it's also interesting, Sandy, if you recall a few weeks ago, we had the county's inaugural July 3rd drone show. And towards the end of the show, this boat has become so ensconced in local lore in such a short time, they tongue-in-cheek did the boat as one of the drone setups during the show. I could not believe it when I saw it on the lakefront, nor could anyone else around me.
I was going to say, what was the reaction from people watching the drone show as soon as Deep Thought appears in the formation?
So it was interesting. The basically second half of the show was a lot of little nods to the Milwaukee area and to Wisconsin. And so I believe it went from, I think it was one of the racing sausages with a polite little, how nice. And then as soon as Deep Thought took shape, people were going, wait, is that? No, they didn't do the boat. So it was definitely well received and was certainly one of the highlights of the second half.
Talking with WTMJ's Adam Roberts, getting the update on Deep Thought, the boat that had been abandoned, now towed away but not dismantled, is in some intact shape. And the city looking to recoup the towing cost, is auctioning off this boat. Now, Adam, you've been following this story all along. Mm-hmm. It's been divisive as much as it unified a lot of people to come down and watch it. So I mean, is this something that maybe the Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin will be bidding for in their new location? Or is this something maybe Barnacle Buds, they could pitch in and just have it there at their bar? I mean, do you think this is really going to be something of cultural significance, or that there's a risk that the bid may not come in at $20,000?
That's a tall order. I mean, let's remember that this is not some well-preserved, shiny and sheeny vessel. This is quite literally, I hate to be blunt, but it is lake garbage for what it's worth. So, the county wants $20,000 to recoup what's left of their recovery efforts. I mean, I don't know about you, Sandy. I don't have $20,000 to put down on a house right now, let alone to buy a boat that can't even float. So my guess would be that some organization may end up being the one that does foot the bill for this. But keep in mind, it was already previously believed that the Art Museum of Milwaukee had their hands in it, and they threw their hands up when we asked them and said, no, we have nothing to do with any of that. So at least one rumor was shot down as quick as it started. I do think it would have been very amusing. So the Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin just had their final beam raising this afternoon. Wouldn't it have been something if they instead raised the boat and used it sort of like the top of a lighthouse to be a beacon shining throughout downtown?
Modern art that speaks to our culture. Thank you so much, Adam Roberts. Read his web story on Deep Thought on WTMJ.com to get the update, and listen for Adam tomorrow on Wisconsin's Morning News. Thanks for keeping us updated.
You bet.
Brady Street, the documentary, Brady Street, Portrait of a Neighborhood, is on the big screen Thursday. The story of this film and how it preserves local history and where you can see it, coming up on What's on Tap.
Veterans, have you explored your benefits lately? The Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs stands ready to serve Wisconsin veterans, their families, and their survivors. With our partners like your local county veteran service officer, we can help access the benefits you've earned and the support you need. For more information, please visit wisvets.com. That's wisvets.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs, with funding provided by the Milwaukee Brewers and the Brewers Community Foundation.
Tyson's Home Farm Auto is opening a brand new store in Ripon this fall. Tyson's is your go-to store for all things farm and home. Check us out at Tysons.com. That's THEISENS.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Classic feeling. Your home is failing. Windows are old, roof looks horrible, siding is distressed. Even your front door fights you on everything. Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I will be on the Fix It Show this Saturday from 8 to 9 a.m. 1 hour where you get to call in and ask about your failing home and how the professionals at Siding Unlimited can help you. Can't wait until Saturday? Bring your pictures to our Siding Unlimited showroom and let's chat. Start your home updating journey with Siding Unlimited at sidingunlimited.com.
If you missed this,
Jonathan Lavoie, renowned criminal defense attorney, is a partner at Kim and Lavoie, and he is with us.
I think there's a real shot that the judge may allow for some type of bail with very strict conditions.
Or this.
The amount of damage done to the Iran nuclear sites, can you talk about that?
He continues to argue that they were completely destroyed, that they were obliterated.
Catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast at WTMJ.com, presented by Dave Draycamp Heating.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Thanks for hanging out with me on this supersized episode of What's on Tap, here till 9 o'clock. And lining up my next guest, Brady Street Portrait of a Neighborhood. It's a documentary on the big screen on Thursday at the Oriental Theater. An update on the film and behind-the-scenes stories with filmmaker Sean Michael Kafer is lined up next on What's on Tap. But first, we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Neil Doyle.
Thanks, Sandy. A woman is dead after being caught in crossfire in Racine. Police say they responded just before 12:35 this morning to shots fired near 11th Street and Washington Avenue on Racine's southwest side. A 37-year-old woman died in the crossfire between at least 2 suspects. Police say they are still looking for those suspects. 2 teenagers are recovering after crashing their car into a tree in Menominee Falls. Police responded around 10:30 Monday night to Town Line Road and Menominee Avenue to a car that had left the roadway and hit a tree. 2 17-year-olds were taken to the hospital for their injuries. The extent of their injuries is unknown. Speed appears to have been a factor in the crash. And pleading not guilty to child abduction, 40-year-old Gary Day of Arkansas is accused of abducting now 17-year-old Sophia Franklin of Beaver Dam in February. He is believed to be the father of Franklin's unborn child. Investigators eventually found the 2 at a truck stop in Nebraska after multiple Amber Alerts across 3 states. Day is due back in court on October 7th. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-43 southbound right near North Avenue. Bit of a backup there. The right shoulder is blocked. That is due to a crash. And still a few backups. I-41 northbound between North Avenue and Hampton. And let's take a look at your WTMJ 5-day forecast. It's going to be warm and humid tonight, low down to 72. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, still humid. We'll see chances for some scattered thunderstorms and some showers in the afternoon and evening tomorrow, high of 86. Thursday, slight chance for showers early, then clearing and cooler, high of 74. Friday will be mostly sunny, high of 75. And then Saturday, some storm chances return with a high of 79. Right now in Green Bay, it's 84 degrees, 82 degrees in Oak Creek, and in Milwaukee, it's 80 degrees. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:32.
I'm Jim Token, representing the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. There are so many reasons to service your car or truck and buy your next vehicle at one of the 115 Adam member dealers. Adam dealers employ more than 6,500 people in southeastern Wisconsin, which supports thousands of local families. Adam also contributes to many local charities. For example, Adam recently completed their Change Your Oil, Change Lives promotion, benefiting Feeding America of Eastern Wisconsin. Over the past 15 years, they've raised over $953,000, which provided more than 3.8 million meals to people in southeastern Wisconsin, the majority being children and seniors. These are just a few reasons to service your car or truck and buy your next vehicle from an Adam member dealer instead of a national online company with no ties to our community. To find an Adam member dealer, visit adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. How's the knee feeling? Still bothering you? Or the back? Is the back still barking like ever? Is it bad enough where you're not even enjoying the summer because you're not doing what you want to do because of the achy joint pain? You're stuck. And now you're hearing, yeah, maybe you're going to need surgery. Well, maybe not. You really should try calling QC Kinetics, the leaders in regenerative medicine. QC Kinetics uses treatments like advanced cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. No knife, no drugs, no downtime, and no masking of the pain. It's at least worth calling for a second opinion. Call QC Kinetics today. It's 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Meet with the team and let them explain firsthand how QC Kinetics can help you enjoy your summer. 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
It's here on consignment from over 10,000 nationwide partners. From very high-end, distinctive furniture, unique antiques and original art, to tasteful home decor that can fit almost any budget. Premium home decor priced right at 25 to 40% off retail prices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Smart interior designers know that what they'll see here is going to be almost impossible to find anywhere else, especially at our consignment prices. Premium home decor that's gently loved and close to new. And what we carry can raise the wow factor of anyone's home decor. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Welcome back to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. And you want a real slice of Milwaukee, you want to go to the Oriental Theater on Thursday night and see, I'll call it a new documentary. It's only a few months old, called Brady Street, Portrait of a Neighborhood. And filmmaker Sean Kafer is in the studio with me. And Sean, you're more than a filmmaker. You're the Doc UWM program director at UWM.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, Department of Film. And what we do is we're a self-funded entity, part of the film department. So a lot of clients come to us if they're looking for something, and they fund us. So everything that we do, students get a firsthand, real-world experience. We're making something for real clients.
And that's what a lot of students want. I can learn a whole lot, but where's the experience that's going to get me to that next step? And
That's
especially in filmmaking, where we're really trying here in Wisconsin with Action Wisconsin to get a film office and really create more of those opportunities to make films of all kinds, commercial and documentary films. So good on you for providing those opportunities.
It's a lot of fun, busy work.
How did the Brady Street documentary, well, first of all, what is it about?
Yeah, okay. What is about? We start off, a lot of people think of Brady Street and we think of Milwaukee, we think of our European settlement, but we go back a little bit further and get into what it was like pre-Europeans. And then we kind of shift into the tanneries that showed up on the river just north of Brady Street, the Polish immigration that came to work in those tanneries and how they built up their community on the north side of Brady Street. And then when the Italian community came in on just the south side of Brady Street, and then we get to the counterculture and the Brady Street Fest until we finally hit a little bit of a hiccup, and in the 80s and 90s where things kind of slowed down a bit until the neighborhood reinvents itself. People come together, people talk, community members, a lot of business owners, and help it become what it is today.
Just name some of the cast of characters that you interviewed for this. And I mean that affectionately.
Yeah. We have 34 people. I always say that Mima Orlando is probably one of my favorites, who owned Mima's, and many people know from the 90s into the 2000s, who's a character. And Frank Alioto, who's the historian. We talked to, Julie Kohler, who is instrumental in rebuilding the neighborhood after it got through a number of different things. Marin Denning, who gives us the Native American perspective on what it was like before European settlement. And the list goes on and on. But yeah, it was a lot of people. 34 is what we kept, and we couldn't even keep everybody if we were going to make it into a 90-minute film. So the students got a lot of experience putting these interviews together.
And you mentioned students, so because you're the head of the Doc UWM department and you're faculty there and also a talented filmmaker.
Thank you.
You didn't just do it all by yourself. How long did this project take and who worked on it?
I was really lucky. And so I had about 80 students who have already gone through 2 years of education, usually before they come to me. And they both put together the questions, the interviews. They filmed everything other than just a few little B-roll shots here and there for me, and then they edited it all together under my guidance. I'm there with them, but they're making big-time decisions. And one student in particular pulled everybody's small scenes. Manuel Zander did that and pulled it all into a 90-minute piece and just did an amazing job. But it was amazing, talented group of 80 students that did that.
How do you create that assignment? Does everybody get a scene? Who draws the short straw, the long straw? You know,
what's
gosh.
Well,
how do
I have to
you
get a little bit
organize
creative
80 students on
because
that crew?
I have to change the assignment actually every semester because it's different each time around. Or I let them know the very first week, like, things are going to change around, and not everybody's going to come up, show up at their interviews, and things cancel, mistakes happen, and problems happen. It might rain that day. So that's the world of filmmaking. So they know going into it that things are going to change, and they have to make themselves a little adjustable. But yeah, every semester.
That is real world experience.
It is,
no matter what industry that you're in. So you start all the way in the 1800s, and did you film conceptually, chronologically? So your first assignment was, you have the origin of Brady Street, and then chronologically all along?
Yeah, no, we did not go chronological with this. One of our first interviews was with historian Frank Alioto, who sat us down and kind of gave us almost a chronological way that he knew the neighborhood. It's in his book, and he's got the Brady Street book that you see sometimes in bookstores. But then we just kind of popped everywhere around. What we did is really talk to somebody, and then after an interview, we'd say, tell us to talk to somebody else. Who should we talk to? And they would show us somebody else. And they introduced us to somebody very interesting, and it moved around all the time.
We're going to talk about the special screening Thursday, just a couple days away at the Oriental Theater, 6:30.
6:30.
6:30. We'll talk more about what's special about that evening and hear a moment from Brady Street, Portrait of a Neighborhood. Stay with us. I'm with filmmaker Sean Kafer on What's on Tap.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. They're the best in the business. They are CertaPro painters. Now's the time to get on their schedule. Their summer sales discount goes through the end of July. Do it now. They painted our house, the outside, absolutely fantastic. They're kind, they're thoughtful. They moved our patio furniture out of the way and moved it right back where it belonged. It is CertaPro painters. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. For your home or business, they're the best. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
It's there all day, and it never goes away. I hate pain. It robs us of so much. But if you take action today, your pain could be gone tomorrow. Because at Rejuvenex, we harness the power of Toradol and hyaluronic acid to calm the inflammation and cushion joints. Rejuvenex treatments are safe, they're FDA approved, and in most cases, insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, pays for them. At as low as $65 per injection per joint, our treatments are affordable. It's not a gimmick. It's pharmacological medicine administered in office in a simple and convenient manner. And with it, our patients have been able to avoid risky surgery and begin to stop the onset of arthritis. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and here we've made pain treatment as easy and affordable as it can be. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
We see you out there, making the most of every moment, one big, bright idea at a time. At Blaine's, we're glad to be part of it by offering best-in-class products and solutions at unbeatable farm and fleet prices, like $70 off a Milwaukee grease gun kit, select 3M Filtrete furnace filters, $9.99, 20% off all dog and cat toys. Plus, rewards members get free same-day delivery on pet orders of $49 or more. Find value on the things you value. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
How well do you know your neighborhood? Brady Street, Portrait of a Neighborhood, is a documentary all about one of the most iconic streets in our city. And with me is filmmaker Sean Kafer, also director of the Doc UWM program at University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. And Sean, can I share a moment of your documentary with everyone?
Please do. Thank you.
Here is just a snippet of one of the many interviews in Brady Street, Portrait of a Neighborhood.
So right after World War II, mid-40s, the Italians, which were primarily living in the 3rd Ward just south of Wisconsin Avenue, moved into this neighborhood. And very quickly, by the early 50s, this neighborhood became an Italian neighborhood. It flipped it, and it almost, for the most part, became known as the Little Italy of Milwaukee.
And who is that voice, Sean?
Oh, there's Mike Glorioso, and it's Glorioso's, which is still around, even though it changed ownership not that long ago. Their recipes have not changed, and I still go there for their Italian beef and other things. They're so good, as many do.
And well, first of all, how can we see Brady Street, Portrait of a Neighborhood on the big screen this week?
It'll be playing just one night only at 6:30 at the Oriental Theater. It'll be in the big screening room, the Abley Room, which I think seats 1,000 people, maybe 1,080 people. So during the film festival, we sold out a lot, and now hopefully we'll have a little extra room for people to get in.
How did it feel to have your film being seen by that many people during the Milwaukee Film Festival?
I felt very warm. I felt very good. And I think, looking at people's reactions, there were tears. There was a lot of wonderful memories and sentiments that people shared afterwards, I think felt the best.
And talk about sharing afterwards. At this special screening Thursday night, there will be a talkback afterwards. Who will be participating? Who can we ask questions?
Oh, yeah. We have a number of former students. I think we'll have maybe 13, 14, 15 students that are there.
Who worked on the crew with you.
Yeah. And, some of these students don't even know each other because they've come in at different times and worked on different segments of it. But, yeah, they'll have a lot to say. But I think that Michael Sander, the bid director and producer of the film, also invited a number of characters from the film. So people that have shared their stories. And I think a lot of the audience members will know those people.
That's wonderful. And it really is bringing the community together and celebrating the history of this cultural street in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Like you had said, for you personally to have watched it evolve from the beginning of the 1800s in your documentary to see the evolution of the different communities that have lived, worked, and stayed there.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No.
Oh, yeah. And as to tie that in, I think bringing the community together is really how Brady Street soared and came back to life once it had seen so many rough years in the 80s where a lot of the businesses weren't being rented out or kind of when it was a ghost town. So, yeah, it took a lot of people together. You'll learn that in the film to rebuild this.
What was the original idea to make this movie?
What I knew is that the Business Improvement District contacted me, and they wanted something. They said the residents wanted something, and that the members on the board of the bid wanted something. No one, I don't think, had like a clear idea what was going to be, other than that there were some key figures that really needed to be included in it. And I like that challenge because it helped us help the film evolve many times. It's been a lot of different things. Every time we add a new interview to it, it becomes something different. So it's a lot of fun. It's exciting at all times.
You'd mentioned the emotional reactions that you observed during the Milwaukee Film Festival. What's one that stuck with you, that somebody either really laughed or really had to share something with you or really got emotional?
Gosh, well, I'm not sure if I should say the person's name, but I'll say it's a business owner.
Very good.
A bar owner right on Brady Street at a popular intersection who was absolutely so sweet to us. And when she first watched it, she broke down and cried, and just like how important it was for her, for somebody or a team like this to really pull this together, as now we have this imprint, and we can the future can take this with us. And we'll always have this. So, and she'd grown up on the street her whole life, so since she was a child. So.
Well, how wonderful for you to work with UWM students and with the Brady Street bid, and to have really preserved a legacy.
So much fun, too.
There you go. Spoken like a filmmaker. Sean Kafer, you can meet him and ask him even more questions Thursday night after the screening at the Oriental Theater, Brady Street, Portrait of a Neighborhood, 6:30 showtime. Get your popcorn and enjoy it in the beautiful, historic Oriental Theater. Any other thoughts?
No. Please come up and talk to us. Please ask the students things, too. They want to share it and talk to the residents that were in the film as well.
Have a great time, and also ask you about your future filmmaking plans. I'll have to have you back.
Sounds like fun.
He is filmmaker Sean Kafer, Thursday night, Oriental Theater, Brady Street, Portrait of a Neighborhood. And next, the song you need to hear, a honky-tonk fella having fun at Shank Hall tonight, an amusing tune from Dale Watson that some of us may relate a little bit too much to. That's next on What's on Tap.
A cancer diagnosis shouldn't mean we can't make plans. It shouldn't mean living without joy or optimism. Cancer shouldn't be calling the shots. At the Frederick and the Medical College of Wisconsin Cancer Network, we're pushing to put cancer in its place by pulling together teams of leading specialists and researchers who work tirelessly for breakthroughs, who are developing innovative ways to treat every cancer, to treat your cancer. And by providing the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in Wisconsin, so there are more treatment options and more reasons to be hopeful. So let's keep innovating. Let's keep discovering. Let's push to make every cancer diagnosis a story of survivorship and bring back the lightness of life that cancer takes away. To learn more about breakthrough cancer care, visit frederick.com/cancer.
I'm Matt Dorner, CEO of Milwaukee Downtown Bid 21. Our business leaders value downtown Milwaukee.
We're proud to call downtown Milwaukee our home for over a century. I'm Mary Ellen Stanek, president of Baird Funds. As one of downtown's largest employers, Baird has a deep dedication to the community here. You could say we're invested in downtown's success.
Get down to business at MilwaukeeDowntown.com.
Don't miss Fleet Farm's Buy 3, Get 1 Free Cooper Tire Special going on now. That's right. Pick out 3 qualifying Cooper tires, and the 4th tire is absolutely free when you add the complete installation package with our Resolute Road Hazard policy. Plus, for a limited time, save $50 per axle on any brake service at our auto centers. Tires, brakes, oil, batteries. Let our Fleet Farm techs take care of your auto needs, all at the best prices guaranteed. Cooper tire offer not available at Hastings.
Hi, this is Julie Coombs and Cindy Storm Fisher with Storm Fisher Investment Group. Are you a retiring professional worried about the direction of our economy, about making your money last? Come see what we can do for you. Let us show you how we take care of you to help you have a great retirement. We are at 262-796-8400 or stormfisher.com. See you soon.
Securities offered through Osaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Osaic Advisory Services LLC. Osaic Advisory. Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory are separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, and services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory.
Imagine that unbelievable new deck in your backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 timber tech deck builder. Building new decks and replacing old ones, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax in your own backyard. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom and visit outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ. And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
Oh, if you like your country, pretty much old school, truth-telling, twang, you are in for a honky-tonk treat tonight if you go to Shank Hall. Texas troubadour Dale Watson is bringing his Ameripolitan sound to Shank Hall. That's what he calls it. On stage around 9 after the opening act, so you have time to get there. Dale Watson, pretty much known for keeping it real and keeping it very country, and he has a heck of a sense of humor. Dale Watson's one of his classics, where the title says it all. I Lie When I Drink. It's the song you need to hear from Dale Watson on What's on Tap.
Bartender rolls his eyes. At the same time, the waitress, she just smiles. He's heard the truth about you, and she's heard it too, but slightly skewed. I lied, I broke your heart in two. Oh, I lie when I drank, and I drank a lot. Don't believe me when I'm at a few. Oh, I lie when I drank, and I drank a lot. I only drank when I'm missing you. At closing time, I'm the last one out the door. I tip the waitress, the bartender, I ignore. I yell, I'm never coming back. That always makes them laugh. 'Cause they know me, I won't keep my word. Oh, I lie when I drink, and I drank a lot. Don't believe me when I'm at a few. Oh, I lie when I drank, and I drank a lot. I only drink when I'm missing you. I only drink when I'm missing you.
He is Dale Watson, and he is on stage at Shank Hall tonight. I lie when I drink. He is such a good time. I've seen him a few times now. Last time I saw him was at the Cooperage, was a few years ago. It was a really good show, and it was because it was one of the first shows coming out of like 2021, 2022, where we were all just aching to get back and see live music again. And then I remember going up to Green Bay to see him. Must have been Ho Chunk Casino, and they've got a stage set up behind the bar, and they just stand and play right there. And if you buy them a shot of tequila, they'll play a request for you. Pretty fun band to be with. Dale Watson tonight at Shank Hall. Hope you enjoyed the song you need to hear. We've got Jack White update, doing a good deed in Bayview, and also Primetime Emmy nominations. Are they shows that you're watching? We'll find out. Stay with me here on What's on Tap.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Summer in Milwaukee is non-stop.
Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season.
From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment.
Music, flavor,
culture. Whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit, experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals. Learn more at visitmilwaukee.org/fest.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, they clicked on the blue button. We sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. We also let them know about AccuNet's property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval did include that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with the local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. We'll also likely save you $1,000 to $3,000 in closing costs for exactly the same rate as your bank. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
With over 57 years of experience, family-owned Yutka Fence installs high-quality fencing with residential options including vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and ornamental fences. Committed to craftsmanship and customer service, Yutka Fence doesn't just build fences, they build relationships based on care, trust, precision, and protecting what matters most. Mention you're a WTMJ fan for 10% off your project. Schedule your free estimate today at yutkafence.com or call 262-859-3226.
When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, it's 80 degrees. Tonight, warm and humid, low of 72. Tomorrow, cloudy, chances for scattered showers and storms, and a high of 86. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Neil Doyle. Recovery operations underway in Sheboygan.
Staff respond to the Corey Park, 3401 Calumet Drive, referencing a party that's drowning in the water.
Sheboygan County Fire and Rescue teams are at J.C. Corey Park, where a boy between 13 to 14 years old may have drowned. Officials received the call just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll have more updates as they become available. A woman is dead after being caught in crossfire in Racine. Police responded just before 12:35 this morning to shots fired near 11th Street and Washington Avenue on Racine's southwest side. Racine Police Deputy Chief Jesse Matoyer says the 37-year-old woman who was killed was an innocent victim of gun violence.
Young woman who was out with one girlfriend. They were just having a nice time in the street, just enjoying summer. There were no groups. This was not a crowded area. They were just out there enjoying themselves, caught entirely as innocent victims between either two parties or other individuals who were completely disregarding anyone else's safety.
Police are still looking for suspects. Strong words from the judge in the case of a man accused of killing his child. 35-year-old Ralph Taylor faces 2 felonies, including first-degree intentional homicide in the death of his 4-year-old son. Judge Barry Phillips at Taylor's appearance in court.
If these allegations are true, you are a baby killer. And the only thing worse than a baby killer is a person that kills their own baby.
Taylor's bond is set at $250,000. The child's mother, Cassandra Taylor, is also charged with felony child neglect causing death. A 10-year-old boy from Milwaukee is under arrest in connection to a fire at Walmart in Franklin. Fire crews responded to the store on South 27th Street right before 9 o'clock Monday night. The store's automatic sprinkler system helped limit the spread of the blaze, but there is extensive damage throughout the store, which remains closed. No one was injured and everyone was evacuated safely. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Arson charges are being referred for the child. An arrest has been made after an American Idol executive and her husband were shot and killed in their Los Angeles home. CBS News correspondent Matt Piper reports.
Robin Kay and her husband Tom had not been heard from since last Thursday. On Monday, they were found dead in their Encino home. Kay worked as the music supervisor on American Idol, starting at the show 16 years ago. Neighbor Amy Fagan says someone noticed something suspicious.
My renter saw somebody hopping the fence, but that was back on Thursday. She called 911, but we didn't hear anything since then.
Police say one person has been arrested and are calling it a double homicide. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Back in Milwaukee, the Common Council today bouncing an ordinance aimed at regulating trampoline usage on city properties.
The proposal, authored by Alderman Peter Bergelis to regulate residential trampoline usage, received mixed reactions throughout the legislative process.
I do think that this is government gone a little bit too far.
I've been bouncing this idea around in my head a little bit.
Alderman Bergelis reiterated Tuesday his prior stance on the issue.
This is not an ordinance against fun or joy. This is an ordinance to protect children.
The ordinance failed to pass with 6 alderpersons opposed and 4 abstaining. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
And the Navy protects America's shores, but at home they provide service to the community as well.
As part of Milwaukee Navy Week, members of the Navy Seabees are working with Revitalize Milwaukee to help prepare low-income housing across the city. Second-class construction electrician Jackson Garberick is happy to be home.
I'm just glad to be back, give back to the community I grew up in, getting some outreach, showing people who we are.
Stephanie Knight Graham says she is grateful for the Seabees to help repair and renovate her home for better living.
Just know we need to appreciate our servicemen right now more than ever because, you know, there's a strain on them. And with them even coming out to help, it's just a blessing.
Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:04.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. When Tri-City National Bank decided to optimize their print output strategy, they needed a resource with the expertise to recommend a solution. CIO Robert Prang.
And James helped us with that analysis of what our print consumption was and what we were doing.
The outcome of the James Imaging Systems Managed Print Services recommendation?
We ended up reducing down to about 97 total printers and copiers from 197.
The impact on your print output?
We eliminated over 500,000 pages a month of output that we figured out we really didn't need.
Month after month, that adds up to savings and value.
Oh, tons of value. Those numbers add up even when it's only a penny or so per page.
Managed Print Services from James Imaging Systems. AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. To learn more, visit jamesimaging.com.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry-laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, lock together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed. And we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds, too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground-up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch, we're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods. Cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Major League Baseball's 95th All-Star Game just about to get underway in Atlanta. Pitchers Freddie Peralta, Trevor McGill, and Jacob Mizorowski all representing the Brewers. Brewers then will resume the regular season Friday night in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Just one incident to report. I-41 northbound between Bradley and County Line roads. 2 left lanes are blocked there. That's due to a crash. Again, that's I-41 northbound between Bradley and County Line roads. Otherwise, rest of the roadways looking good. Time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, warm and humid, low of 72. Wednesday, partly cloudy, will be humid, and we'll see chances for scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening tomorrow, high of 86. Thursday, slight chance for showers early, then clearing, high of 74. Friday, mostly sunny, high of 75. And then Saturday, chances for thunderstorms and a high of 79. In Sheboygan, it's 75 degrees, 84 degrees in Madison, and right now 80 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, a deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Welcome to the second hour of this 3-hour extravaganza tonight on What's on Tap. I dig a bonus hour, so I'm looking forward to it. And I like to talk about culture and creativity, and I like it that you like to hang out with me. And I've got another round of guests lined up. I'm very excited to talk about Wisconsin making a mark on history with a brand new park. And also, I know there are a lot of Wicked fans out there, not just of the musical that will be at the Marcus Performing Arts Center in just about a week, but also the films that one came out last November. The next one is coming out this November. And if you're a fan of the musical film Wicked, there's a Wisconsin-born actress that is part of the groundbreaking celebration of this brand new park. The Ability Center's Damian Bookman is bringing Marissa Bodie, who you'd recognize as Nessa Rose in the new Wicked films. Well, Marissa grew up in Mazomanie, Wisconsin, and she is back in her home state this week to draw attention to the Moss Universal Park project. It's in phase 1, and it will be the largest all-inclusive, barrier-free community park in the United States. And the only, evolutionary modern playground that I have been, because I'm not a mom, has been the Northwestern Mutual Community Park at the Summerfest grounds there. And it's colorful. You could see how it's geared towards kids. It's spongy when you walk. It was like, oh, I could have prevented some skinned knees. So it's been interesting to see how these parks and playgrounds have evolved. But this is going to kick it up even more of a notch because Damian Bookman of the Ability Center really believes that everybody should be able to play, no matter your age, no matter your ability. And to create these spaces is very exciting. And for Wisconsin to be leading the way is something to be proud of. So I'm excited to meet Damian in person and learn more about his positive work. He will be joining me in just about 20 minutes. So if you're looking forward to that conversation like I am, hang out. And plus, we might find out what it's like to hang out with Marissa Bodie and what else she has planned while she's back in Wisconsin. And also tonight, Scalia Ginsburg. Names you know from politics, but Scalia Ginsburg are also the main characters in an opera this weekend. Florentine Opera Company's Renata Herrera is joining me at 8:35 with the details on this unique show. And if you love classic movies, the musical Summer Stock is celebrating the 75th anniversary. Gene Kelly, Judy Garland. It's going to be on the big screen tomorrow at the Oriental Theater. And Hollywood historian and author David Fantle has all of the details because he co-wrote a book all about Summer Stock. So he'll get you the details and your personal invitation to join him and co-author Tom Johnson tomorrow at the Oriental Theater for the 35mm screening. And also, Emmy nominations came out this morning. Which shows are you watching and which maybe high-quality shows should you be watching? We'll talk about that in about 5 minutes. But I want to update you on I think, a heartwarming story because we were just talking about a universal park with accessibility and everyone should be able to enjoy themselves no matter what their physical situation or their age or anything. Everybody should be able to have fun. Well, Cactus Club in Bayview, they have been working for a while to get their accessibility as good as possible, the Cactus Plus Accessibility Initiative. And they have been raising funds to make sure that they can do the right construction and including a ramp up front. Well, Jack White, musician from Michigan, going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year, he not only played a surprise small concert at Cactus Club last October as part of fundraising, they've been trying to close in. Cactus Club's had some harrowing experiences trying to comply with city and county permits and restrictions. Well, Jack White made a $20,000 donation today to get the Cactus Club where it needs to be to finish construction on the ramp. And the initial estimates were like $60,000, but that was in 2021. And then now, you know how any home project is? It costs almost twice as much, $120,000. Well, exactly twice as much. So Jack White tipping it in with a $20,000 donation today. He's just that kind of guy. It's come out in the news, but not because he said it, which is another admirable thing. And kind of following that thread of, we were talking about Gary Sinise the past couple of weeks because he was in town last night with the Skylight Rocks benefit concert for Skylight Music Theater. It's very cool when people who are very successful in their art form give back. And you can celebrate with Cactus Club. They have a celebration party planned. Circle your calendar for August 20th to commemorate the ramp's completion. And there's also a mosaic involved in this. So I'm very excited. I will keep you posted. I've been in touch with Kelsey Kaufman at the Cactus Club. So hopefully she'll come in and join me. Tell us more of that, the relationship not only with Jack White, but also with other local musicians who are big fans of Cactus Club. As am I. Used to be a Bayview resident and will live right walking distance. And the shipping news was one of my very favorite shows at the Cactus Club. So we'll keep you posted. But if you want a little bit of good news, Jack White is helping our Bayview music community and helping the Cactus Club be accessible to everybody. And what shows are you watching? What shows should you be watching? Sighting Unlimited, WTMJ Talk and Text line is open, 855-616-1620. I'm interested in what your screening and streaming opinions are, 855-616-1620, and I'll share with you those shows that have had the most nominations and get your opinions next on What's on Tap.
Here at Richlands, we offer both comfort service and expert service.
Our comfort service comes with movie theater popcorn, hot gourmet coffee, upfront pricing, on-time scheduling, plus anything else we can do to keep you comfortable.
Put that on top of honest service from the most friendliest, hard-working people you'll ever meet inside a tire and service center, and well, we'd like to believe we're on the right track to meeting your expectations.
But when your check engine light, tire light, or any other light screams, "Service me," well, that means you're due for our other type of service.
Our expert service. Tires, brakes, belts, mufflers, transmissions, and even engine repair.
Come on into Richlands and put our expert service to the test.
And while you're relaxing, enjoy our comfort services too. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Staying active, essential for overall health. Proper medical support, essential for staying active. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Whether it's keeping a weekend warrior like me on the tennis court or keeping young athletes in the game, you want the best in sports medicine, that's OAW. Surgeons, nurses, and physical therapists help you recover from injury, avoid injury in the future, and enhance performance. Get care 7 days a week. Walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
While you rest on the weekends, we work for you. Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News with Libby Collins. The latest in news.
So often when we hear about these child abductions, it's a parent. But in this case, you see a white Jeep turn around and then go after him. This was a really strange case.
Entertainment.
How cool would it be to have a bass guitar signed by Gary Sinise in your house?
And more every Sunday morning starting at 8 on WTMJ. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Do you know what this sound is? I like this one better than Season 2. This is the theme to White Lotus Season 3. And White Lotus got 23 nominations in the Primetime Emmy nominations announced this morning. And this is one of those times where, people get busy. They don't stream, or they are streaming and up to date with everything. So I feel like if you're up to date with everything, you want to know that you're watching the right stuff. And if you're not up to date with stuff, what is worth spending your time on if you need to catch up on things or want to catch up on things and chat about them with your friends? So joining me is producer Brian Kelly. And Brian, thank you for choosing the White Lotus music. As I was telling you, here's what's funny. I never knew there was a season 1 of White Lotus. I started watching season 2. But I hated the theme song so much that I had to mute it or fast forward. That's how much I hated the theme song. And they evolved it for this season that's set in Thailand. So I like the theme for White Lotus season 3.
My wife binged it all, so I only saw it at the beginning, season 1, and then I blinked and she was on season 3 already. So I completely got
you missed season 2.
I didn't see nothing.
Okay. Well, I feel like the storylines are something you can catch up on. And I've started watching season 3 of White Lotus, and I've enjoyed it so far. 23 nominations, but they're not the most nominated series. The Penguin got 24 nominations, and that's for all the graphic novel fans. And
that was a really well done show.
I would say
top to bottom.
Highly regarded. You've heard John Suntress from the Word Balloon podcast here on What's on Tap, and he's a big fan of The Penguin. Here's a moment from The Penguin if you're like, I think I know it.
The world wasn't built for guys like us. That's why we got to take whatever we decide is ours.
And who's the actor in The Penguin?
That's Colin Farrell.
I was just going to say.
You would never even guess it was Colin Farrell in a million years.
Except that I'm a big fan of Horrible Bosses, and Colin Farrell didn't look like himself in that movie either.
He was amazing in that, too.
Yeah, so that's where
show.
I can buy into his fat suit penguin. But yeah, so but that's very highly regarded, and especially in this conversation of the new Superman film being bright and colorful and hopeful. If you are more the Zack Snyder grayish, dark, almost the Joker films.
This is definitely dark.
I would say The Penguin seems to be darker. So you're watching The Penguin?
Yeah, I watched it. It was fantastic. I thought it was really well done, very well acted, and shot well. They did everything. They didn't try to go outside of themselves, and they kept it very well contained.
Okay. So there's a ringing endorsement. So don't you feel like you spent your time wisely? Like,
absolutely.
Okay, I enjoyed it, but it is quality.
Seasons, I'm completely out of the loop, but this year I am on it.
So you got White Lotus with 23, tied with The Studio for 23. We aren't even at the show with the most nominations yet, but I figure, like I said, I was going to stack it. The Studio, if you were familiar with Seth Rogen, and you can't ever not hear his voice as soon as I've said it, but this is a show all about making streaming, right? And movies making movies.
It's a very meta TV show, and I haven't seen enough of it, but I need to watch it because apparently I am Seth Rogen in certain aspects.
Oh, really? Okay, here's a moment from The Studio that you chose.
Party till the presentation. What are you talking about? With the shrooms. I'm Martin. The shrooms and the chocolate. You Martin?
Yeah, that's what it's an old school Hollywood buffet. That's why I kept saying old school Hollywood buffet.
Old school Hollywood buffet. So there's Seth Rogen.
With drugs in the food. And that was David Franco.
Okay. So, but it does sound like, because we like a lot of behind the scenes, either documentaries and reality shows, this seems to be, again, sort of that tongue-in-cheek mockumentary-ish, like it's following behind the scenes of making films.
And fun fact, Martin Scorsese and Ron Howard also got nominated for their roles as actors in this.
In The Studio. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, their first acting nominations, yeah.
That's fascinating. So I started to say The Tube. The Studio and The White Lotus both got 23 nominations. The Penguin got 24 nominations. The show that got the most nominations, Severance, with 23 nominations, which sounds like a lot. And this is season 2 of Severance. And I saw season 1. Freaky. Very, very freaky. And this is because if you're already familiar with Severance, you've already watched the whole thing, and you're listening to the podcast trying to figure out every single nuance and hint and clue that's in this. But it does really create this fascinating sci-fi type world where basically you go to work and you don't remember any of your personal life, and you leave work and you don't remember any of your work life.
And the dynamic in that they explore in such an amazing way.
It's fascinating. Ben Stiller, who was hilarious in the 90s in all of his comedic roles, has masterfully evolved into a producer and director now.
I've always liked him more as a producer and director than as an actor. For sure.
How intelligent must he be? Here's a moment from Severance.
I'm here to observe Heliar.
Oh, no one told me.
Miss Cobell's orders. I'm to watch her for signs of sadness and verbally encourage her to forego further suicide attempts. Upon request, I can also perform a hug.
You know, I've been exhibiting signs of sadness. Could I get one of those?
No.
And that's Adam Scott, who the first time I saw Adam Scott, I think was in the movie Step Brothers.
Oh,
so
yeah.
and then people know him from Parks and Rec. So to see him evolve into this dramatic role.
It's great because he doesn't necessarily have to do much beyond be himself in it.
It's that everyman role.
Yes, and the humor isn't. He doesn't have to add to the humor. You know, it comes naturally because it's just a weird situation. And Christopher Walken's in it too.
Oh, and John Turturro.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
he's so good.
It's a stacked cast. So if I would say try Severance, like even if you're like this is not for me, get like 2 or 3 episodes deep because it doesn't get really weird and freaky until like the end of season 1 for me when people are walking in office doors and seeing like random goats and portals to different worlds. It's a mind-bending sci-fi. But
definitely different.
Yeah, it's definitely different, which is good, as opposed to people who get grouchy about it's yet another, buddy cop series or Law and Order, which I love Law and Order SVU. No shame in that game. But so it's just interesting. And then for fun, Severance, 27 nominations. I got really curious. That's a lot of nominations, but what series has the record for the most primetime Emmy nominations in one season? Can you guess what it is?
I'm just guessing MASH.
I thought that. I immediately went there but those were the days we had 3 networks at that time. Then we had 4. Game of Thrones.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah,
32 primetime Emmy nominations.
People love that, and it was great.
I did too. Count me in. There were some snubs supposedly. You know how Only Murders in the Building. All of that cast seems to get nominated every single time. Well, this time Steve Martin and Selena Gomez didn't get nominated.
I wouldn't call them snubs as much as there was just a lot of good work.
I was just going to say, this is what the entertainment weeklies are reporting, like perceived snubs. Elizabeth Moss in the final season of The Handmaid's Tale did not get nominated. But I'm not mad about that or anything. I'll tell you who did get nominated. Harrison Ford for the series Shrinking.
I love that series.
He's very
so
good. That's one of those that I only wind up watching on a plane, though. Honest, I don't have all of the streamings, and even if I did, I don't think I could keep up with all of them.
I went to college with one of the actors, one of the guy who plays Chris's father on that show, Kenawan Bentley, went to college with me at Western Michigan University. Yeah,
interesting. The studio matched the record for the most nominations in a comedy season with 23, tying the Bear's 2024 record. And The Bear is one of those shows that still, I think there's a little bit of lukewarm on this season, but
I think this season needs to pick it up. But last season kind of dropped. The first 2 were just fantastic, though.
Yeah. Came on strong, and I think a lot of people, that Chicago factor, like if you've ever lived or worked in Chicago, you'll pretty much watch anything that was filmed there.
Yeah, pretty much.
But boy, that's so well acted, and the storylines are great, and they package that intensity, and the the older brother does make me laugh.
Now, who remembers what Vasudeva, the ferryman, said to Siddhartha on the banks of the Ganges River? He whispered, "Listen better." And that's what we're going to do.
That is Richie from The Bear. And his whole character arc has evolved. He was very, very stubborn, unlikable.
Richie's great.
Yeah.
And what's cool about that is he is now playing in the Fantastic Four. He's in the Fantastic Four movie. He is the Thing.
That's an evolution for him.
Yeah, he's about to blow up. He's in a movie with Pedro Pascal. Everyone blows up after that.
And Abbott Elementary, for fans of Abbott Elementary, that continues to... Quinta Brunson, boy, she's had a wave. It wasn't just a flash in the pan. She's been riding this wave of creating that show for,
Good for her.
5 seasons now?
It's a well-meaning and well-made show. And if you were a teacher or know any teachers, yeah, you relate the heck to it.
I was saying it spotlights and celebrates teachers and education. So can't argue with that. So another one, Squid Game, was not nominated season 2.
I don't know that it made.
And that came on so strong. No.
Because season 2 and season 3 are basically the same season, just they split it. So it may have been, filming issues, but I'm in the middle of it right now. We're watching it. It's okay. It's pretty good.
I think I get squeamish. I think it's too violent for me.
Yeah, it's very much.
I've been warned.
My daughter loves it.
I used to have to look away during House with Hugh Laurie.
Yeah, you're not going to watch
Squid Game. No. So I would say if you're looking for something to catch up and stream, Severance, The Penguin, White Lotus, and The Studio will get you up to speed. Those are your Emmy nominations announced today, and we're going to preview tomorrow night's Milwaukee Night Market and Wisconsin making history and progress simultaneously with plans for the Moss Universal Park. That's coming up on What's on Tap.
Over 60 years in business, with over 60 vehicles out in the field so we can respond ultra quickly to your emergency AC needs. When you call Quality for emergency AC service, you can count on a swift response to get the job done right away. So if the heat's got you to the point where it's just too hot to handle, call Quality and we'll get you the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. When you need commercial or residential plumbing service, you need it now. Call Quality. We have over a 60-year track record of taking care of people. And with over 60 vehicles ready to respond to your needs, we'll be there in a hurry, so you won't have to worry. This is Anthony Zaneski. For commercial or residential plumbing service, call Quality and get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Hi, this is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. And I'm a consumer just like you. And my ears perk up for pain relief messages just like you. But some of these ads...
Since I started taking this natural supplement, within weeks, my pain is completely gone.
I mean, come on. Give me a break. The truth is, there are imbalances in your body causing your pain. And there's physical therapy, which we are highly skilled at, that can improve imbalances. And there are alternative pain solutions. But not all of them are proven, safe, effective, or affordable. At Rejuvenex, the effectiveness of Toradol joined with hyaluronic acid has been proven. Our treatments are affordable, FDA approved, safe, and they're powerful medicines. They calm inflammation and cushion joints, and they can make your pain go away.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Summer in Milwaukee is non-stop.
Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season.
From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment.
Music, flavor,
Culture. Whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit, experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals. Learn more at visitmilwaukee.org/fest.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Just give me the night.
This time tomorrow night, planning to be broadcasted live from Milwaukee Night Market right on Wisconsin Avenue. If you're going, oh, that's right, it's another Wednesday in the summertime. So tomorrow night, Milwaukee Night Market will be broadcasting live 6 to 8, so come on down and visit us. But in the meantime, we have so many stories still to get to tonight, including you're going to meet the Ability Center's Damian Bookman and what he's doing to create the country's largest universal park. That is coming up next, but first we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Neil Doyle.
Thanks, Sandy. A woman is dead after a deadly shooting that happened in Racine overnight. Police responded just after 12:35 this morning to a shots fired call near 11th Street and Washington Avenue on Racine's southwest side. Authorities say a 37-year-old woman died in crossfire between at least two suspects. Police say they are still looking for those suspects. The Milwaukee County Transit System gets a new leader. Steve Fuentes was named the next president and CEO of MCTS. He previously served as a regional general manager for the Chicago Transit Authority, overseeing their bus operations. MCTS is dealing with an almost $11 million budget deficit and looking to cut 20,000 service hours. The transit union for the Transit Union Local 998 that represents MCTS bus drivers and mechanics has voted to authorize a strike. And a piece of Milwaukee lore could be yours for the right price. Milwaukee County Supervisor Sheldon Wasserman confirms to WTMJ a public auction for the abandoned boat Deep Thought will begin online starting July 22nd. The auction hopes to raise at least $20,000 to help the county fully pay off the remaining cost of removing the boat back in May. The 33-foot Romer vessel will be sold as is, according to county authorities. The highest bidder would then need to provide a way to transport the boat themselves. County leaders have raised $30,000 of the total cost through donations. Let's take a look at the roads. Your WTMJ time saver traffic. No major incidents. One just popped up, I-41 northbound right near Watertown Plank Road. Right shoulder is blocked there due to a disabled vehicle. Otherwise, rest of the roadway is looking good. And your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Warm and humid tonight, low of 72. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, will be humid again, and we'll see chances for scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening tomorrow, high of 86. Thursday, we could see some showers early, otherwise clear skies, high of 74. Mostly sunny Friday with a high of 75, and then Saturday, chances for thunderstorms and a high of 79. In Green Bay, it's 82 degrees, 80 degrees in Oak Creek, and right now 78 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:33.
We thought our massive, hassleless mattress warehouse would be big enough to hold every mattress we sell, but boy, did we miscalculate. Now, our bad math is your good fortune. This week only, Thursday through Monday, it's the first ever hassleless mattress tent sale in Greenfield. We're decimating prices on over 500 brand new, overstock, floor model, and clearance mattresses. You won't find brand names like Beautyrest and Sealy Posturepedic marked this low anywhere else. A Sealy Posturepedic Queen Golden Acres pillow top mattress was $1,093. Now, just $546. And a Beautyrest King Bristol Rose mattress was $2,035. But at the Hassless tent sale, it slashed to $814. Be ready to load up your mattress and take it home. We'll have helping hands on hand to help. Look, at this point, we're not making money, we're making friends. So, friend, come see us this week at the first ever Hassless Mattress Tent Sale at the corner of Layton and 77th across from Kopp's Frozen Custard in Greenfield.
Hi, this is Julie Coombs and Cindy Storm Fisher with Storm Fisher Investment Group. Are you a retiring professional? Worried about the direction of our economy? About making your money last?
Come see what we can do for you. Let us show you how we take care of you to help you have a great retirement.
We are at 262-796-8400 or stormfisher.com. See you soon.
Securities offered through Osaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Osaic Advisory Services LLC. Osaic Advisory. Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory are separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, and services referenced here are independent of Osaic Wealth and Osaic Advisory.
If you need a place for new home interior ideas, then you have to come talk to us. Our on-staff decorators know furniture, home decor, and a lot more. And they're not only creative, but also very willing to help you make great choices. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee. Stop in often because our inventory changes daily.
Design Exchange.
Previously, it has been gently loved. But here, you'll only find very well-conditioned premium home decor items that you likely won't find elsewhere. Distinctive furniture, unique antiques, and original art, and other tasteful home decor at a value. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor on consignment at 25 to 40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Petrano.
Are happening right now, a procession transporting fallen Milwaukee police officer Kendall Corder to his final resting place at Wisconsin Memorial Park.
Eric Billstad.
Casket's always got an escort. There's always someone there at all times. Pretty unique moment. Kind of gives you chills to think about.
And traffic with Debbie Lozica.
We've got this vehicle fire. It's a semi that was on fire on eastbound 94.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ. Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Defying gravity on What's on Tap. Sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world-class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. The sounds are... He's singing along. I am so happy to welcome to the WTMJ studio the executive director and founder of the Ability Center, Damian Bookman. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am thrilled to have you as my guest. And were you singing in the car just now? What was the errand that you had just before you came to visit me here?
I was not singing. Nobody wants to hear that unless the windows were already down. We graciously, thankfully, wonderfully drove down to O'Hare, to pick up Marissa Bodie for this great event that the Ability Center is hosting, a walk in the park at the Italian Community Center on Thursday.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
And for those of you if you're like, how do I know that name? Marissa Bodie grew up in Mazomanie, Wisconsin.
Yep.
Is Nessa Rose.
And believe it or not, she came wearing a Culver's sweatshirt, keeping it real Midwest, right? Real down to earth, real Midwest. Sticking to her Wisconsin roots.
Happy to be back home. And what a great reason to bring Marissa Bodie back home, not just to celebrate what an exciting time for her. Because again, if you're going, how do I know this name? Marissa Bodie is a wheelchair-bound actress playing one of the most epic wheelchair-bound roles ever as Nessa Rose, as Elphaba's little sister in Wicked, the movie musical.
Yep.
And I had no idea. This was my introduction to Marissa Bodie, seeing her on screen and going, wow, she's so believable and so sweet in this film. And it was just like, hey, then I found out she's from Wisconsin and just all these other ripples. But her journey and now her mission is so supportive and inclusive. And why did you choose her to be part of your event, to speak at the luncheon, A Walk in the Park on Thursday?
Yeah, I think, real simple choice, right? I mean, being from Wisconsin was one. We were actually surprised. We had no idea. We were thinking, hey, Wicked's a huge film. Here's the first female wheelchair user, actual wheelchair user with a disability to appear in a major motion picture. We've got to get her.
And thank you for saying wheelchair user.
Yeah.
Because I hear it in my language.
That's
and
right.
thank you for forgiving me because I'm saying wheelchair bound.
Yeah.
And, I think a lot of us are trying to evolve and make sure that we're using the right terminology.
That's right.
That we're not saying handicapped when it's not appropriate, or when we're saying abled and able-bodied and disabled. So I know those nuances. So I would say, Damian, please feel free to help me speak more inclusively.
Absolutely.
I will not be offended if you're like,
No.
here's a term that we prefer to use. So wheelchair using.
I got to say, we always say, I'm assuming we're somewhere near the same age. And we grew up with parents who said, don't look, don't ask, don't stare, don't say anything, just move on.
Yeah, and some of that is because you don't want to make someone feel uncomfortable and you don't know better.
Right.
So
That's right.
I like that we're learning that inclusivity means talking to somebody, whether they're
Just
at
as
this
another
level,
person.
down closer to your waist. It's
Yep.
like, oh, it's still a person. They're just
That's
not
right.
walking eye to eye. So you have Marissa Bodie as your keynote speaker at a luncheon called A Walk in the Park, Italian Community Center. You can still go. You can still get tickets if you go to universalpark.org if you want to hear Marissa speak about her journey.
Yep.
And because she didn't start out in a wheelchair, so
That's
you
right.
can learn about her journey. And now from wheelchair to Wicked, incredible journey and inspiring. But what do you have in common with Marissa's journey?
I think what's really interesting is we both acquired a disability around those preteen years, right? She obviously was paralyzed in a car accident and became a wheelchair user. I was diagnosed with bone cancer in my right leg shortly after in my left leg, and I've had 36 knee replacements and revisions. Here we were talking earlier about the man we know as Lieutenant Dan, And
Gary Sinise,
Gary
yeah.
Sinise. And I've been joking since I was 15 that I'm going to be the future Lieutenant Dan, expecting to have lost my legs by now. And it's dumbfounding that I haven't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting that thread that Gary Sinise has been with that Lieutenant Dan character.
Yeah.
And that character has been an inspiration and a model of can be some tough times, but you can make it through and you can be successful on the other end and
That's
serve.
right.
And live a fulfilling life and not be trapped in the damage and the drama portion of your journey.
That's right. So yeah, in our very formative years, right, Marissa and I acquired a disability and had to live in kind of a new world, in a new way, in a new normal, as I like to say. And the world is difficult to navigate as an individual with a disability. But what I love to say is like, it's fixable, it's solvable, right? We don't have to look at fixing the person, because really it's the environments that are disabling. It's not the individual. We can solve these things with ramps, lack of steps, doorways that open automatically, Braille. I mean, you can go on and on and on. Curbs, curb cuts, the things that we all actually enjoy so much of it. Screen readers are coming from screen readers that were created with people with visual impairments before it was ever like a grab your phone, scan a book, and it'll read to you, right? I mean, a lot of these things that we all enjoy today have been developed and adapted for people with disabilities, and it works for all of us.
I was just going to say, and it doesn't impede anyone else.
That's
and
right.
I was just talking about the Cactus Club, and they've just finished their fundraising because musician Jack White stepped up and popped in $20,000.
Somebody
so
tagged me on that, and they're like, "Hey, do you have something to do with this?" And I was like, "No, I actually don't. There's something in Milwaukee I don't have to do with that has to do with disability."
Isn't that great?
This is fantastic.
But I love that your reputation with the Ability Center is you must be touching all of it, but that it is happening in a larger sense. So
That's right.
Talking with Damian Bookman of the Ability Center, dun, 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 which is just a great title in itself. But Damian, I love that we have an excuse to have you here because of the progress that you're making on what's called a universal park. So we're going to talk about what a universal park is and how you can, why you would do. I would say how you can support it as well. It's like I want to play at the Universal Park.
Yeah, absolutely. We want everybody to leave their mark on the park.
Excellent. We'll discuss this more on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Brake issues, electrical issues, four-wheel drive issues, exhaust issues, and even my car just won't start issues.
You name it, we fixed it.
So the next time you're due for service, drive it on into Richlands and let our ASE certified technicians get you fixed up and safely back on the road.
Nothing warms my heart more than seeing our customers drive out of here with big old smiles on their faces. And all the credit goes to our staff, the most friendly, honest, hardworking, knowledgeable people in the business.
5 conveniently located facilities, all AAA approved,
and all staffed by ASE certified technicians ready to provide you with top-notch service.
And after your vehicle's been serviced, drop us a Google review and let us know how we did.
Because a Google review from you goes a long way. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Get the best quality Dutch Boy paints for your painting project at Menards. Maxx Bond Plus exterior paint and primer is designed to stand strong against weather extremes. It provides max adhesion, hide, and performance while repelling rain in just 90 minutes after application. And with Dutch Boy's high-performing paints that last, transforming your home has never been easier. Save big money on Dutch Boy paints and head into Menards to get your paint project started today.
Save big money at Menards.
Here's the secret no one's telling you about those trendy weight loss shots. Many people gain the weight back after stopping, but there's a better way. Using the Milwaukee Weight Loss proprietary natural-based program, we've helped thousands of people not just lose weight, but keep it off long-term. You can lose up to 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 8 weeks while protecting your muscle mass. No side effects, no rebounds. Ready to transform your body for life? You can do this. Schedule your free consultation today at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. I dropped 40 pounds with Milwaukee Weight Loss. No crazy workouts, no meal kits or shakes, and definitely no meds or injections. They helped reset my metabolism, and the weight's actually stayed off. It's been a game changer for me. Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in a month or two. Schedule your free consultation today by calling 262-393-2334 One more time, 262-393-2334. Or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show, live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
Popular. I know about popular. And within a
Little Wicked music because one of the stars of the movie Wicked from Wisconsin, Marissa Bodie, is in Wisconsin again, where she grew up. And the man who just picked her up from the airport is with me, the Ability Center's Damian Bookman. And Damian, you chose Marissa Bodie to be the keynote speaker at your luncheon on Thursday. That's open to everyone because this is a celebration. Tell us what a walk in the park at the Italian Community Center on Thursday for lunch is. What's the event all about?
It's about celebrating our milestones for the project, the Moss Universal Park project that we're building at what is currently known as Wisconsin Avenue Park, near the zoo and the children's hospitals, et cetera, the medical campus.
Yeah, they're in Tosa, yeah.
Yeah. So we're transforming that into this Moss Universal Park, and we want to celebrate the fact that we've raised nearly $10 million and should be breaking ground on this first of its kind Universal Park in the country by this fall.
What does a Universal Park mean?
Great question. So we are all so familiar with inclusive playgrounds or accessible playgrounds. All of those are built in parks, right? But a park doesn't stop at the playground. And if you don't create universal access and inclusion throughout the entirety of the park, you've really just created one place to include and really segregate a population. When we say you can go beyond the playground, now you can explore all 18 acres of this inclusive, universally accessible park.
That's a big park.
It's a big park.
18 acres.
Yeah, we're going big on the first one.
So I love that. So what inspired you to do this?
So when I was 13 and 14.
Because this is a big project. When you talk about $10 million raised so far, how
nearly.
long?
The vision started in 2018.
Sure.
Our first Walk in the Park event happened in 2019. We called it a Walk in a Park, expecting in November of 2019 that by spring we'd start actually walking people through this project, sharing it, showing them what our plans are, what our goals are, what it means. And then COVID, right?
Yeah.
So that delayed it. But in 2023, we got a $2.5 million grant from George Moss. We've partnered with the MMSD, with the DNR, and other philanthropists who have got us to that point of nearly $10 million so that we can break ground on phase one this fall.
And one of your phrases about a universal park where everybody can be there, I mean, you do mean everybody, all ages, all abilities, and I'm paraphrasing, but everybody deserves to play?
That's right. Everybody deserves to play. Everybody deserves to hug a tree. Everybody deserves to walk through nature. Everybody deserves to hit a ball. We, again, we have to stop thinking, A, of just the individual with a disability, and B, we have to stop thinking of just the playground. There are parents with disabilities. There are grandparents with limitations. There are siblings who don't have limitations, and their play shouldn't stop because they feel like they have to stay at the inclusive playground for their disabled sibling.
That's a great point.
They should be able to move on and just be free to be a kid. That's right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have to imagine you've talked to so many families and individuals about what a universal park should look like and feel like.
Yeah. I mean, we are venturing on new ground and new innovation that hasn't been done before.
What's one of the innovations that you're most excited about?
I'm really excited about Universal Field. So the first universally inclusive baseball field that is big enough for wheelchair softball for adults and kids, Miracle League programs that we're partnering with the YMCA. We're going to put basketball hoops on it, pickleball courts on it, and it's really going to be for everybody, a multi-sport, multi-ability field that works. Wheelchair lacrosse, power soccer, wheelchair football. It's not just one thing, it's many things. And then the beauty of it is it's everything we do is about playing together. And so it's alongside a hardball field, and it's alongside a softball field. And we can see each other play, and we can see each other's abilities, and stop looking at what people with disabilities can't do. And let's really showcase the things they can do. Just totally new lens is inorganic. Who doesn't play? Who doesn't enjoy a park? It's hard to enjoy it if you can't access it, but if you can run through all 18 acres, if you can roll through all 18 acres, if you can navigate as an individual with a visual impairment through all 18 acres, now you're really exploring.
Out there in the fresh air with your friends.
That's
with
right.
all of them.
Yep.
Damian Bookman from the Ability Center. We're going to ask you more about the timeline on this I'm excited about and what the other milestones to hit are. Universalpark.org if you are curious to look more, but stay with us. More conversation with Damian Bookman from the Ability Center. Next on What's on Tap.
Amish outdoor furniture with poly and wood available. And that poly is the richest of outdoor furniture. It's just about indestructible and will virtually last forever. At Erickson's, we have poly furniture in abundance, so you're guaranteed to see a great selection. The beauty of it is you can put it outside all year round and not worry about it, because the color runs all the way through, so it doesn't fade, and minor nicks and scratches won't hurt the look. Erickson's Landscape Supply. For an abundant selection of poly and wood Amish outdoor furniture, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better selection of metal yard art than we have here at Erickson's. Anything from natural and painted metal signs to painted roosters from 1 to 6 feet tall. Natural steel flying ducks and cattails. Cute little frogs, geckos, pigs, flamingos, and goats. And palm trees. The list is endless. And that's why you come here. Erickson's Landscape Supply, right on Spring Street in Union Grove, where you'll find a fantastic array of artisanal metal yard art. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Or better yet, drive on over and take a gander at the goods.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals, and it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Summer in Milwaukee is non-stop.
Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season.
From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment.
Music, flavor,
Culture. Whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit, experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals. Learn more at visitmilwaukee.org/fest.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Dancing to life. If only because dust is what we come to.
Dancing through life, no matter what your ability, that is the mission of Damian Bookman from the Ability Center. He's the CEO and founder, and you have high ambitions for and they're going to happen for a universal park here in Wisconsin, but this is going to be the first and largest in the United States.
That's right.
And you've been working on this since 2018, partnering with the parks and philanthropy and so many organizations. And what else have you done with the parks here in our area?
I think everybody's familiar spot, sorry, I'm struggling a little bit, is Bradford Beach. So we transformed Bradford Beach into the country's most accessible beach.
And what did it take to do that?
Sadly, not much, right? I mean, a lot of times we don't do these things. So I think what separates Bradford from other locations is there's a mat that brings you nearly all the way to the water. There's a great plaza to come in that doesn't even look like it's for people with disabilities. It just looks like it's a grand entrance into the beach. And then there's 4 beach wheelchairs that you can check out for free to navigate. If you go to Florida town or a lot of other places I travel to look at beaches, it's like could be $100, $50, $30 an hour to check out a chair, which is really something that's like penalizing you for having a disability. Nobody else has to pay to get on the beach, but if you're disabled, sorry, you have to rent this chair. So they're free.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for all the work that you have done so far, Damien. Universalpark.org is the website, and you're celebrating the first milestone on Thursday with a luncheon with actress Marissa Bodie. You can also find out about that luncheon if you go to universalpark.org. What is the next milestone and then the eventual opening of the Universal Park in Tosa date?
All in, the goal is about $22 million for the whole project. So phase 2, we're hoping starts in the fall of 26 and opens in the summer of 27.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I wish you great luck. Please stay in touch and update me on
Will do.
every single step of the progress. And thank you that a wonderful brochure, One Man's Vision for Everybody, and the mission of making sure everyone can play.
Yeah, and you can become a part of our community at universalpark.org. For just $10, you can leave your mark on the park and tell everybody how you play there, how you identify. Is it a family? Is it an individual? Are you disabled? No disability? Earn some badges and join our community.
Thank you so much, Damien Bookman, the Ability Center. Thanks for all that you do. And you're in good company this week. I've gotten to spend time with Gary Sinise, who's a great man who's giving back. We just heard about Jack White contributing to make sure the Cactus Club is more accessible. It's heartening to hear that good things are happening. So thank you for being part of that.
A pleasure. Thank you.
Stay with us here on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
It's there all day, and it never goes away. I hate pain. It robs us of so much. But if you take action today, your pain could be gone tomorrow. Because at Rejuvenex, we harness the power of Toradol and hyaluronic acid to calm the inflammation and cushion joints. Rejuvenex treatments are safe, they're FDA approved, and in most cases, insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, pays for them. At as low as $65 per injection per joint, our treatments are affordable. It's not a gimmick. It's pharmacological medicine administered in office in a simple and convenient manner. And with it, our patients have been able to avoid risky surgery and begin to stop the onset of arthritis. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and here we've made pain treatment as easy and affordable as it can be. Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
111 East Kilbourne, Milwaukee. CordellCordell.com.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm Jim Token, representing the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. There are so many reasons to service your car or truck and buy your next vehicle at one of the 115 Adam member dealers. Adam dealers employ more than 6,500 people in southeastern Wisconsin, which supports thousands of local families. Adam also contributes to many local charities. For example, Adam recently completed their Change Your Oil, Change Lives promotion, benefiting Feeding America of Eastern Wisconsin. Over the past 15 years, they've raised over $953,000, which provided more than 3.8 million meals to people in southeastern Wisconsin, the majority being children and seniors. These are just a few reasons to service your car or truck and buy your next vehicle from an Adam member dealer instead of a national online company with no ties to our community. To find an Adam member dealer, visit adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Get your rock solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at ACCUNET.com.
Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 8:01, it's 78 degrees. Tonight, warm and humid, low of 72. Wednesday, partly cloudy, chances for scattered showers and storms later in the day, high of 86. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Neil Doyle. Recovery operations in Sheboygan.
Staff respond to the Corey Park, 3401 Calumet Drive, referencing a party that's drowning in the water.
Sheboygan County Fire and Rescue teams are at J.C. Corey Park, where a teenage boy may have drowned. Officials received that call just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. Multiple agencies are still on the scene. A 37-year-old woman was shot and killed overnight in Racine. Police responded just after 12:35 this morning to shots fired near 11th Street and Washington Avenue on Racine's southwest side. Authorities say the woman was an innocent victim of gun violence. Racine Police Chief Alexander Ramirez.
What I'm saying to those individuals that like to use these guns as toys or some sort of way to settle argument, we're going to find you. We're going to prosecute you. And if you're found guilty, you're going to go to jail. It's simple as that.
Police say they're still looking for suspects. A 10-year-old boy from Milwaukee is under arrest in connection to a fire at a Walmart in Franklin.
Fire crews responded to the store on South 27th Street right before 9 p.m. on Monday night. The store's automatic sprinkler system helped limit the spread of the blaze, but there is extensive damage throughout the store, which remains closed. No one was injured and everyone was evacuated safely. Arson charges are being referred for the child. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. Elizabeth Lintonen, WTMJ News.
The man accused of abducting a teen from Beaver Dam makes his plea in a Dodge County court.
Your Honor, we'd waive a formal reading and our plea of not guilty to all counts.
40-year-old Gary Day of Arkansas faces 4 felonies, including child abduction and child enticement, involving now 17-year-old Sophia Franklin. He's believed to be the father of Franklin's unborn child. Investigators eventually found the two at a truck stop in Nebraska after multiple Amber Alerts across 3 different states. Day is due back in court on October 7th. A federal grand jury has indicted the man accused of killing a former Minnesota House Speaker and her husband. More from CBS News correspondent Michael Wallace.
Vance Belter faces murder, stalking, and weapons charges. Joseph Thompson, the acting U.S. attorney for the District of Minnesota, says the murder charges carry the federal death penalty
and will ultimately be decided by Attorney General Bondi.
Investigators say Belter was dressed as a police officer when he shot and killed State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband at their home. He also allegedly shot and wounded State Senator John Hoffman and his wife at their home. Police say they found a list of other Democratic targets in Belter's SUV. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
In Milwaukee, the city's plan to increase housing diversity through accessory dwelling units, or ADUs, receives a vote of approval.
The passage of the ordinance legalizing the specialized housing did not come without another round of intense debate by the Common Council. Much of the hang-up centered around differing versions proposed by Alderwoman Jocasta Zamaripa and Alderman Scott Spiker. Alderman Bob Bauman argued there wasn't much difference to argue over.
I don't know if we have to go to the evils of capitalism to really resolve this question necessarily.
The measure passed on an 8-7 vote and now awaits the signature of Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:04.
We thought our massive, hassleless mattress warehouse would be big enough to hold every mattress we sell, but boy, did we miscalculate. Now, our bad math is your good fortune. This week only, Thursday through Monday, it's the first ever hassleless mattress tent sale in Greenfield. We're decimating prices on over 500 brand new, overstock, floor model, and clearance mattresses. You won't find brand names like Beautyrest and Sealy Posturepedic marked this low anywhere else. A Sealy Posturepedic Queen Golden Acres pillow top mattress was $1,093. Now, just $546. And a Beautyrest King Bristol Rose mattress was $2,035. But at the Hassless tent sale, it slashed to $814. Be ready to load up your mattress and take it home. We'll have helping hands on hand to help. Look, at this point, we're not making money, we're making friends. So, friend, come see us this week at the first ever Hassless Mattress Tent Sale at the corner of Layton and 77th across from Kopp's Frozen Custard in Greenfield.
Hey, boaters!
Now, I wasn't eavesdropping. I just happened to overhear him talking about us. He said if you know what you're looking for, just rummage around. You'll find it. And it's true, because we stock more boat parts and accessories than anyone. Even those oddball parts you thought you'd never find. This is Dave Doro, and boaters in the know exactly where to go. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water. Hey boaters!
Truly the best supplier around for all of our boating needs. This place is magic. I call it my candy store for boating parts. This is Dave Doro from Kendor Marine. And yeah, I said it, but these are the actual words of our satisfied and loyal customers. Boaters in the know exactly where to go, and there's a reason. We've got it all for our boater buddies. Kendor Marine, 57th and Ryan Road in Franklin.
Hey boaters, cruise to Kendor Marine. We got everything you need but the water.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Major League Baseball's 95th All-Star Game underway in Atlanta. And a quick score update. They're in the top of the third. The National League team up 2-0 over the AL. And, of course, pitchers Freddie Peralta, Trevor McGill, and Jacob Mizorowski all representing the Brewers in the game. After the All-Star break, Brewers will start up the regular season again Friday night. They'll be out in Los Angeles taking on the Dodgers. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Just one incident to report. I-41 northbound right at the ramp from Watertown Plank Road. Right shoulder is blocked there. That's due to a disabled vehicle. Otherwise, rest of the roadway is looking pretty good for your Tuesday night. And your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, warm and humid, low of 72. As we get into Wednesday, will be partly cloudy, still humid. We'll see chances for scattered storms tomorrow afternoon and evening, a high of 86. Thursday, still a slight chance for some showers early, otherwise cooler, going to be a high of 74. Friday, mostly sunny with a high of 75. And then Saturday, chances for thunderstorms and a high of 79. In Sheboygan, it's 74 degrees, 82 degrees in Madison, and 78 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Neil Doyle, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:08.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Welcome to the bonus hour of What's on Tap tonight, here till 9, and glad that you are with me, and we will talk about opera and classical films and a concert announcement. And before you say opera, hold on. Well, those of you who love opera, this is a very unique opera. And for those of you who don't, this could be your gateway to opera. Scalia Ginsburg is the new production by Florentine Opera Company this weekend. And it is exactly what it sounds like. The two justices who were pretty compatible in real life, Scalia and Ginsburg, they are main characters in an opera this weekend, and Florentine Opera Company's Renata Herrera is going to join me at 8:35 with the details on this unique show. And it's also being staged in a unique space at Marquette University in the Lubar Center there, where the School of Law is. So I think this is a really fun and interesting presentation. Like I said, a great gateway to opera. But if you're already an opera fan, here is a fun way to see a different story. And classic movies, the musical Summer Stock with Gene Kelly and Judy Garland. And this is when Judy Garland sang Get Happy, and she's got the cool fedora and the little blazer sport coat and the dance shoes. And it's a great classic scene. Well, this is the movie that has that scene in it. 75th anniversary, and there's a special screening tomorrow at the Oriental Theater with the co-authors of a book all about Summer Stock, behind the scenes of all the production hassles and woes, but also the triumphs and the cool stories about Summer Stock. His name is David Fantle. He's a Hollywood historian, and he will be there tomorrow night for a Q&A after Summer Stock at the Oriental Theater. But I want to get some behind-the-scenes stories from him, so you will hear that conversation in just a few minutes. And I mentioned there's a concert announcement, and I'm a longtime fan of the man who brought us this song. Oh, yeah. Doesn't that sound good? Chris Isaak, who is more than just a musician and a singer. You've seen him as an actor in He even had the Chris Isaak show on Showtime for quite some time. But he's going to be back in Milwaukee because what he does pretty regularly has a really fun holiday show. So just this week, Chris Isaak has announced he is coming back. He's going to be playing at the Riverside Theater, his special holiday show. And he dresses up as Santa Claus. The other thing he dresses up as, I'm telling you, Chris Isaak is a showman. Remember Porter Wagner, the old country music star who used to have the suits that were all embroidered? I think they're called nudie suits. Well, Chris Isaak kicks it up for the 21st century, and he has embroidered suits. Sometimes they'll have a big surfboard on the back because he grew up in California. But he has what I like to call the disco ball suit that he usually comes out in with all these mirrored little pieces on the suit. It's got to be 40 pounds at least, don't you think? But he is not going to disappoint. And when I think about it, he's also an actor. He was in The Silence of the Lambs, but he's also one of my very favorite movies as a record producer. He's in That Thing You Do. So Chris Isaak, always a fun show, and he brings the fun and a different dynamic holiday songs. He'll do some serious ones, but this is it's a song called Hey Santa, which is a lot of fun.
There goes Santa Claus in his bright red sled. Wrote him a long, long letter. He didn't read one word I said. Honey, please come on home.
There you go. So if you're interested in seeing Chris Isaak and his holiday show, it is December 15th at the Riverside Theater. Something to look forward to. Ask Santa to stuff some tickets in your stocking this summer. Why not? So mark that on your calendar. December 15th, Chris Isaak at the Riverside Theater. We're going to go retro Hollywood next on What's on Tap.
You'll find that the licensed and certified electricians from Quality are top-notch. We've been around for over 60 years, so expect nothing but the best. And here's the kicker. With over 60 vehicles out there on the roads, you're not going to have to wait very long at all for the electrical service you need now. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For all your residential electrical needs, call Quality.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. At Quality, we offer the most respected brand names in heating and air conditioning. Armstrong and Carrier. It doesn't get any better. And our technicians are top-notch. I know, because I handpicked every one of them. They're vetted and thoroughly trained. Hey, they're the cream of the crop. And that's why our quality workmanship guarantee is the strongest in the business.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
When it rains, it pours. But sometimes it hails. Or worse.
That tornado warning again is for Fond du Lac and Dodge County. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now.
Keep us within reach for Fleet Farm Storm Team alerts.
Even if a tornado does not touch down, we know that there are powerful straight line winds.
On 620 WTMJ and WTMJ.com. What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Hooray for Hollywood.
There you go. Retro
Hollywood.
Vintage Hollywood.
Where any office
Roll
boy
back
or young
75
mechanic
years
can be a
to
panic
1950
with just a
when musicals were
good-looking
huge, and a musical that some contend should be considered a classic is called Summer Stock. Gene Kelly, Judy Garland star in this, and if you ever watch those That's Entertainment movie montage shows, you'll see classic scenes of Judy Garland and her cool fedora singing Come On, Get Happy, and then Gene Kelly dancing with like slipping his feet on the floor to tear up newspapers to make the rhythms and the sounds and part of his dance. Some of those iconic musical film moments are in Summer Stock. And how do I know this? Because on What's on Tap I got to interview Hollywood historian, author, and also adjunct professor of film at Marquette University, David Fantle. And tomorrow night at the Oriental Theater, the 75th anniversary screening of Summer Stock is happening in 35 millimeter. So this is really the way the film was meant to be seen. Get there at 5:30. You will get to hang out with the authors, and you can get their book, Come On, Get Happy, The Making of Summer Stock. David Fantle, along with his co-author Tom Johnson, and they have been long-time fans of Hollywood. They even got invited to Fred Astaire's house and Gene Kelly's house because when they were teenagers, they wrote letters and they're like, we'd like to interview you. And it's like, okay, come on over. So they truly have firsthand experience with some of the most epic stars from the glamorous time of Hollywood. So it was a real joy to be able to talk with David Fantle and ask him more about Summer Stock and what makes it special.
In the canon of all these great MGM musicals, we all know Singing in the Rain and American
One of
in
my
Paris,
favorites, yep.
and Meet Me in St. Louis and on, but not so many people are familiar with Summer Stock. And Summer Stock is a 1950 MGM musical, as you mentioned, co-starring Judy Garland and Gene Kelly. It's their third and final pairing. Gene Kelly started out in film in 1942 with Judy Garland in a film called For Me and My Gal. And so he always credits Judy for sort of showing him the ropes of how to go from being a Broadway actor to the small or the big screen in movies. And then in 1948, they paired together in really sort of an avant-garde cult classic called The Pirate, a Cole Porter score, beautiful Technicolor. Wasn't a huge hit. And then their third and final pairing comes in 1950 at Summer Stock. And you mentioned it's not only the 75th anniversary of the film, it's the 75th anniversary since Judy Garland was actually released from her contract at Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer after 15 years at the studio. That was the only studio she knew. She started in 1935 when she was, a wee lad of 13 years old, making $100 a week. Of course, rose to prominence in 1939 with The Wizard of Oz, and she was box office gold throughout the 1940s. But she had a lot of issues as the decade wore on, some, prescription drug dependencies, marital issues. She was in a bad marriage with the director, Vincent Minnelli. At the time, she just had a 3-year-old little toddler named Liza Minnelli. So there were a lot of things happening when the production started for Summer Stock, and that's why we decided to write the book. It's sort of a hidden gem in the annals of these MGM musicals, but it was also a troubled production that has a really interesting backstory. But to see it on the big screen in that classic Oriental Theater in, as you mentioned, its original 35 millimeter Technicolor format is really going to be a treat.
For film buffs, and also just if anyone's not seen it, if this is your first chance to see it instead of on Turner Classic Movies, which is a great place to see them.
Right.
But just, back in 1950, no one thought we would have these little rectangular computers and, we'll just design it so that way people can watch it on a plane, on a tiny computer. No, this is when they were grand musicals, and you had the music, you had the choreography, because the title of your book, Come On, Get Happy, The Making of Summer Stock, I think a lot of people say, come on, get happy. It's not the Partridge Family. This is 20 years before. This is that iconic scene where she's in the fedora,
right?
Judy Garland in a fedora and just a sport coat.
Yeah, it's like a
and
mini
black
tuxedo.
Tights. Yeah,
right.
And the tap shoes, and Come On, Get Happy. I mean, it's just one of those iconic.
It's in the short list of the iconic Garland numbers. Obviously, Over the Rainbow, and there's several others, but it's on the short list of any.
And she's got at least
Judy.
2 of them. Yeah,
right.
I mean, you can't not watch her.
And it's really almost the finale of Summer Stock. It closes out the film. And the other interesting thing about Summer Stock that I always talk about is it's 109 minutes. The plot is a bit trite, sort of like, hey, let's put a show on in the barn. But in that 109 minutes, it has 4 or 5 really outstanding musical numbers. And Gene Kelly's all-time favorite solo tap dance of all the numbers he did in all his films is in Summer Stock, where he dances on a barren proscenium stage with a squeaky floorboard and an old newspaper. And of all his dance scenes, it's his all-time favorite.
Now that you're saying this, because I will tell you, I have not seen Summer Stock in its entirety. I have only seen these highlights. So this is, where he rips the newspaper in half and does it. And that's ingenious. And that's creativity. He choreographed that.
Well, yeah, he worked with a guy named Nick Castle as the choreographer. And
interesting.
Yeah, Nick Castle Jr. Did a film called Tap with Gregory Hines.
I remember that.
You remember that? And Sammy Davis and all those people. And we talked to him. And Gene Kelly's little daughter at the time, back in 1950, actually played a role like, let's find the right newspaper that would tear correctly. And they really worked
right down the middle, yeah.
And they had to work for weeks to find the right paper for that sequence. And so that number's in it. There's a duet called The Portland Fancy. And, you know, you talk about Gene Kelly. Judy Garland keeps up with Gene step for step in that number. That's a great one. And there's a lovely ballad called Friendly Star. It's sort of like an Over the Rainbow. It never really got legs as a popular song, but it's really a beautiful ballad that Judy sings in that in Summer Stock. So really, it's just in that 109 minutes, it's got some great numbers and an amazing supporting cast. And
let's get to the supporting cast. I got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear a little bit of that Get Happy. We'll talk about the supporting cast. David Fantle, Hollywood historian and expert on Summer Stock that you can see at the Oriental Theater next Wednesday, July 16th. Stay with us on What's on Tap.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Wholesale mulch? No problem. We deliver to residential or wholesale accounts, and we can supply you with whatever volume of the highest quality mulch you need. Nobody around here has more mulch than Erickson's. We'll deliver you a 1-yard pickup truck load all the way up to 100 yards in a walking floor trailer. And if you just need a little bit, swing by and we'll fill up a 5-gallon bucket or two. It's the best mulch you'll find. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our decorative stone is available by the handful for pickup, all the way up to 24-ton load deliveries. And our stone is superlative. We scour the countryside, countrywide, from Arizona to the Carolinas. We search pretty much the whole U.S. of A. to find you easily the best stone selection in southeastern Wisconsin. See a rainbow of decorative stone colors to match any exterior decor. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Are you worried about running out of money in retirement? Wondering about how to pay less taxes? Join me, Tony Drake, for the Retirement Ready Show live every Saturday at noon and Sunday at 7 a.m. on WTMJ 620 or 103.3 FM. We'll talk about smart strategies to help you retire with confidence. Don't miss it.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
The city of Milwaukee is looking to close a $100 million budget gap as part of the 2026 operating budget.
Bringing you the latest in news, sports, traffic, and weather.
I have to imagine that there's some sort of alert on John Horst's phone that anytime Giannis does something, bloop, it just pops up. So he is made aware of everything that's happening.
Every weekday from noon until 3 p.m. Only on WTMJ. Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Forget your troubles, come on, get happy. You better chase all your cares away. Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day.
Oh, my scalp is tingling. That is Judy Garland singing Come On, Get Happy in the film Summer Stock, which some would say is an underrated musical. And I think one of those people is in the studio with me right now. Joining me on What's on Tap is David Fantle. He's a Hollywood historian, co-author of the book, Come On, Get Happy, The Making of Summer Stock. And I got to meet you here on What's on Tap just a few months ago. And we were talking about how this is going to be the 75th anniversary of this musical. And obviously you are a wealth of knowledge as a co-author on this book of everything on screen that we see and behind the scenes of the production. And everyone that is listening right now gets a chance to meet you and your co-author Tom Johnson next Wednesday, July 16th, because the Oriental Theater is opening up the big theater and will screen Summer Stock on 35 millimeter film, like the way it's supposed to be seen, the way the creators meant for it to be seen, in a group and seeing these iconic scenes of Judy Garland singing Come On, Get Happy. And we were just talking about Gene Kelly's tap dancing scenes. And if you get there at 5:30 next Wednesday, you can meet the authors, get a copy of the book yourself, get it signed. And after the film, you and Tom are going to do a presentation and answer questions, because I'm sure people will have them after watching this musical.
Well, I hope so. And Susan Kearns was nice enough as the head of the Milwaukee Film. He's going to MC and moderate that Q&A. And we just want to give a shout out because Herb Cole Philanthropies is underwriting the event. And so just a shout out to them. And, you know, Senator Cole continues to leave his mark on, you know, southeastern Wisconsin. And so we're very appreciative
supporting
to the late
creative
Senator
community.
and so supporting the community. Exactly right. I think when we left off, we were talking about, you know, these great MGM musicals, sort of an indigenous, as I said, American art form was the MGM musical, and the supporting cast in this film. And it was important that Judy Garland was in a fragile state at this point. It was her first film in about a year and a half. Her last film before this was a film called In the Good Old Summertime. And so in order to get her confidence up, it was really important that she was surrounded by not just filmmakers, the director, Charles Walters, and Gene Kelly, her friend, but also the supporting cast. And that includes people like Phil Silvers, Eddie Bracken, who really sort of steals the comedic aspect of the movie, Gloria DeHaven, Marjorie Main, a great character actress. So they're all in this film, and they all sort of formed a big security blanket around Judy during the filming of this movie to help get her across the finish line. Now, MGM musicals, it was a factory system. And that
was a tough business with the contracts and strictness and no flexibility. Like, no, you will do this film.
Exactly. You were told what to do if you were under contract. But this film it was 50 shooting days in a 6-month period, which a 6-month period doesn't seem like a big deal today for a big, lavish musical. But for that period, for MGM and the factory system, a 6-month period was very long. And Judy, as we point out in our book, was not the only reason this production was troubled. There were a number of them. We talk about it, and we'll talk about it next Wednesday. But primarily, they started filming. They filmed about 2 months, and they realized they did not have enough songs written for this film to complete the film. So they had to bring in compose.
How do you find that? You know, that in itself is like, how did you not plan that out?
Well,
but you talk about the factory system. It's like, no, we got to get rolling.
And the primary songwriters for this film are Harry Warren, who won 3 Academy Awards for Best Song.
Slacker.
And Matt Gordon was the lyricist.
Wow.
But what happened was Get Happy, the iconic song that you were playing a couple minutes ago, was actually written about 20 years before by Ted Koehler and Harold Arlen. Now, talk about connections. Harold Arlen also wrote a little-known song called Over the Rainbow, and her other iconic song, The Man That Got Away, which she recorded and sang a few years later in the movie A Star Is Born. So Harold Arlen, the songwriter, was hugely important to Judy Garland's career and one of the great songwriters from that era.
That's interesting. What is the plot of Summer Stock?
The plot is, hey, let's put a show on in the barn, you know, and it sort of goes back to those old Mickey Rooney, Judy Garland films, and they made 10 films together, Mickey and Judy, and it really doesn't advance the art of the musical. It's, as Gene Kelly said, it was a little bit trite. And Gene Kelly's career was on the ascension. He had just finished co-directing his first film, which became a huge hit, called On the Town.
Oh, that's a great musical.
And he was just about, after Summer Stock, he went and did An American in Paris, which won the Academy Award for Best Film. So his career was on the ascension.
I was saying then Singing in the Rain was shortly after
Singing
that.
in the Rain came after that. Judy's, unfortunately, was sort of in the decline. And Gene loved Judy, I mean, as a friend, and he basically said, I'll do anything for this girl. I don't care if this production takes 6 months or a year. I don't care if the plot's trite. I'm sticking with it because I owe this to Judy.
What devotion.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Wonderful to hear. Obviously, a lot of drama that you cover in your book, but nice to hear that devotion and camaraderie to put the show on.
Right.
You know, let's put the show on. Why do you think this is a classic film, and why do you think something like Singing in the Rain overshadows Summer Stock as a classic?
Well, I think because of really the integration of the music and the plot. And I think that Singing in the Rain's enduring legacy is that it's about the transition of silent film to sound. And there's a lot of truth, while it's satire, there's a lot of truth in Singing in the Rain on how people did not have the voice to make the transition, which is part of the comedic plot of Singing. Yes, Lena Lamont. Yes. So it's timeless because there's a historical reality to the plot line of Singing in the Rain. And that's why it stands the test of time. Summer Stock stands the test of time, if nothing else, for its iconic musical numbers.
Yeah.
And, you know, people are going to be amused because there is actually some funny scenes. Judy Garland plays a farmer, and her farmhands quit on her, and she finds herself with Marjorie Main, and they have to get the crops in. And meanwhile, her sister, played by Gloria DeHaven, is an aspiring actress. She comes and brings Gene Kelly as the director and a troupe of players to their barn to rehearse and produce a musical in her barn, and disrupts the whole farm structure. And of course, I don't want to give away the plot, but as you
no
can
spoilers.
You know, what are the plots of these old musicals? Boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy sings a song and gets girl. Right? Pretty simple.
Yep.
So this is sort of a variation on that theme. It's a little different, but it's pretty darn close.
I love it. And it is called Summer Stock. You can see it at the Oriental Theater on Wednesday, July 16th in its full 35mm film glory. And it is hosted and having a talk back with David Fantle and Tom Johnson, the co-authors of this book that I'm holding up, Come On, Get Happy, The Making of Summer Stock. Thank you for preserving film history and having this devotion. I love that you found in Tom Johnson another person who has such a passion for preserving this film history. And I wanted to mention one thing in your book, Summer Stock, that I'm more excited to dig into is we talk about Summer Stock being a classic, whether it is or isn't, but you've spoken with a lot of actors and contemporary people, including Mikhail Baryshnikov.
Right.
Where you talk about an ultimate dancer. So I'm excited to learn more of those opinions. What's one of the more modern opinions that surprised you?
Well, the foreword was written by Tony Award-winning dancer Savion Glover.
Tap, tap, tap.
And it was important for Tom and I when we take a 75-year-old musical, and how do we bring it to 2025? Well, the book came out in 23, but close enough. So what we thought we would do is a section called Taking Stock. And that's where we talk to Baryshnikov, Tommy Tune, Mario Cantone, and contemporary people to get their modern-day take on the movie.
So what a joy to take a vintage film and really dissect it, explore it, enjoy it, and connect with other creators to find out what it meant to them. So thank you so much for joining me, and you can invite everyone.
Well, hope to see everyone at the Oriental Theater next Wednesday, July 16th. We'll be there starting at 5:30. The film starts screening at 6:30, followed by a short talkback.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for all that you're doing. I look forward to our next visit to talk about vintage film.
For sure. Thanks, Sandy.
He is David Fantle. Go hang out with him on Wednesday at the Oriental Theater. What a font of wisdom. I could just talk to him. I feel like he needs a whole series of podcasts with the wealth of information that he knows, not just about Summer Stock, but about vintage film. So tomorrow night, Oriental Theater, get there at 5:30. Screening is at 6:30. I guarantee it'll be a true cinematic experience. And a true, unique opera experience is happening this weekend. The title is Scalia Ginsburg. To tell us about it from Florentine Opera Company, stay with me. Renata Herrera in the studio next on What's on Tap.
Erica, it's good to see you.
How are things at our amazing Germantown location?
Absolutely fantastic.
We heard you had a bold idea. What is it?
We're celebrating our 45th year in business, so I think we should give away some natural diamonds.
Wow, that is a bold idea. How many and how big?
3/4 of a carat. 9 natural diamonds, each one clarity enhanced for maximum brilliance. 1 diamond for each store.
How should we mount them, Erica?
We'll give them away as diamond pendants.
So each of the 9 Kessler stores will have their own diamond pendant to give away?
Yeah, and all a person will have to do is to walk into a store and register to win.
Can a person travel to all 9 stores and register at each one?
Yeah, why not? And people will have from now until July 28th to register.
I'm in.
Me too.
It's unanimous, and people should bring in all their old jewelry so that we can professionally clean it for them for free.
That makes so much difference.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
We thought our massive, hassleless mattress warehouse would be big enough to hold every mattress we sell, but boy, did we miscalculate. Now, our bad math is your good fortune. This week only, Thursday through Monday, it's the first ever hassleless mattress tent sale in Greenfield. We're decimating prices on over 500 brand new, overstock, floor model, and clearance mattresses. You won't find brand names like Beautyrest and Sealy Posturepedic marked this low anywhere else. A Sealy Posturepedic Queen Golden Acres pillow top mattress was $1,093, now just $546, and a Beautyrest King Bristol Rose mattress was $2,035. But at the Hassless tent sale, it slashed to $814. Be ready to load up your mattress and take it home. We'll have helping hands on hand to help. Look, at this point, we're not making money, we're making friends. So, friend, come see us this week at the first ever Hassless mattress tent sale at the corner of Layton and 77th across from Kopp's Frozen Custard in Greenfield.
Hi, this is Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. And you know, I'm a consumer just like you. And my ears perk up for pain relief messages just like you. But some of these ads...
Since I started taking this natural supplement, within weeks, my pain is completely gone.
I mean, come on. Give me a break. The truth is, there are imbalances in your body causing your pain. And there's physical therapy, which we are highly skilled at, that can improve imbalances. And there are alternative pain solutions. But not all of them are proven, safe, effective, or affordable. At Rejuvenex, the effectiveness of Toradol joined with hyaluronic acid has been proven. Our treatments are affordable, FDA approved, safe, and they're powerful medicines. They calm inflammation and cushion joints, and they can make your pain go away.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
The sounds of classic opera, but this weekend, the sounds of a very unique opera are coming to Milwaukee at Marquette University, a unique space to have opera. And from Florentine Opera Company, Renata Herrera is here to tell us about Scalia Ginsburg. And Renata, it really is about the justices?
Yeah, it is. It's about their real-life friendship. These two justices served on the U.S. Supreme Court together, and they were famously very on opposite sides of the spectrum in terms of their political beliefs, but they also had a very close personal friendship. And so this opera explores all of that. You get to hear a little about the justices' beliefs sung operatically, and then also you hear about how much they cared for each other and the things they can do together, and actually how their two differences make them better and make them stronger as people.
What a unique story and what a nice message. And I got to meet your Scalia Ginsburg director a couple of months ago. Also an actor. His name is Doug Clemens, and he's the man who performed in the one-man show Buyer Seller at Next Act Theater and then in Door County at Three Doors Playhouse. But also there. So it was, and he was so impressive, and it was so fun to have him in the studio. And Doug Clemens is a ball of energy and creativity. And this is how your director, Doug Clemens, describes Scalia Ginsburg.
Scalia Ginsburg at the Florentine this summer. I'll be directing that.
Oh.
And I like to say choreographing as well, even though that's not officially what the paperwork says.
Movement is always involved,
But let's
isn't
make
it?
them sing us dance, honey.
What is the plot line?
So it's Antonin Scalia and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It's a 3-person chamber opera. It's a little over an hour long. It's hilarious. And it is a love letter to all opera genres. The whole premise is that essentially Scalia gets locked in a room with this sort of commentator person who's sending him through 3 trials. So then Ruth Bader Ginsburg busts through the floor to help him out. It's hilarious. And you get to see these singers sing their faces off. It's great.
This is not what people think of when they think of opera.
No, not at all.
So, Renata, do you think your director, Doug Clemens, has described this opera accurately?
Absolutely. And I think it's so funny that he's talking about all these things. And at the time that you recorded it, we hadn't started working on it. And I just saw one of the final rehearsals the other day. And he's absolutely choreographing. There's definitely choreographing. There is definitely clarity. They are definitely singing their faces off. Absolutely. He's 100% right.
How big is this cast?
It's a 3-person cast. So it's very intimate, very small. And so you get pretty much these characters on stage the entire time. And so you really are watching them perform and embody all these characters for a full hour. It's great.
And this is being performed in a very unique space for the Florentine Opera Company.
That's right. We're in the Marquette Law School's Lubar Center. The idea is to perform this in a courtroom. So it takes place in a courtroom in the story, but also in real life.
Interesting setting, and that is an intimate setting to have an opera. I mean, they may not even need to have mics at that point when you're in that space at the Lubar Center.
Absolutely. And actually, we never sing with mics, which is one of the amazing things about opera. And so we sing usually at the Marcus Center in Eline Hall. That's a 2,000-seat house. And so these singers are projecting all the way to the back of the hall. But that is an acoustic designed for that sort of thing. There's a Lubar Center, so it's not designed for opera exactly, but we're taking it over as such. But it is small. It's a much smaller audience and a lot more intimate setting than we're used to. You're absolutely right.
And is it sung in English?
It is sung in English, and that's the best part, I think. It's so rare for us to get to sing grand opera and also in English. So it's all the things that you want, right? It's grand opera, it's in English, it's an American opera, an American theme, and it's also contemporary with contemporary stories as well.
We will tell you how you can see Scalia Ginsburg this weekend at the Lubar Center. Stay with me with Florentine Opera Company's Renata Herrera, next on What's on Tap.
With all the positive Google reviews continuing to pour in for Richlawn's Tire and Service Centers, we want you to know we appreciate you.
You were due for service, we delivered, and then you went the extra mile and wrote a few kind words about the service you experienced.
Yeah, thank you so much. Michael, Glenn, Jeff, Lisa, Carol, Jason, John,
Wait,
Michelle,
hang on a
Ryan.
second, Dad. As fun as it may be to name every single person who's ever left us a Google review, there just isn't enough time. We get 60 seconds, and I'd say we've got about 28 left.
Ah, good point, Courtney.
Listen, we appreciate every last one of you for helping us maintain a nearly 5-star Google rating. And we're going to keep on shooting for the stars, especially when it comes to providing top-notch auto repair service.
Yep, and remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. Peter, Bruce, Samantha, Kimberly, Nick, Heather,
Oh,
Marissa,
Dad.
George, Jeremy, Diane, Brad, Paul.
It's the social event of the summer at America's National Park of Speed, Road America. July 17th through the 20th, it's WeatherTech Vintage Weekend with Brian Redmond, featuring the historic cars of Formula One, an exclusive U.S. Road Racing Championship Invitational, comedian Adam Carolla, and a special Concours d'Elegance on Friday and Saturday along the streets of Elkhart Lake. WeatherTech Vintage Weekend with Brian Redmond, July 17th to the 20th at Road America. Details and tickets at roadamerica.com.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
With over 57 years of experience, family-owned Yutka Fence installs high-quality fencing with residential options, including vinyl, wood, aluminum, chain link, and ornamental fences. Committed to craftsmanship and customer service, Yutka Fence doesn't just build fences, they build relationships based on care, trust, precision, and protecting what matters most. Mention you're a WTMJ fan for 10% off your project. Schedule your free estimate today at yutkafence.com or call 262-859-3226.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
One of the newest, most unique operas I have ever heard of is going to be performed this weekend at Marquette University by the Florentine Opera Company. And Renata Herrera from Florentine Opera Company, tell us about, first of all, remind us what Scalia Ginsburg, the opera, is and what it's about.
Yeah, so Scalia Ginsburg is an opera about the two Supreme Court justices, Antonin Scalia and Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and how they were famously, though they were on opposite sides of the political spectrum, they were very close friends, and at the core of it was opera. And so why not create an opera about that?
I love the inspiration and the opera, one act, and I like that it says comic opera, so
Absolutely.
it has a sense of humor, but written by a lawyer and composer, Derek Wang.
Yeah, he's an incredibly talented individual. He's a composer, he's a lyricist, he's a lawyer, and so he has music degrees, and then he was in law school when he was writing this opera, and he actually corresponded with both of these justices while he was writing it. So there's actually, you'll see in the program when you come to the opera, there are forewords by both of these justices in the program and their thoughts on it.
Wow, and I am shaking my head because as if law school isn't intense enough, you're also writing music and also writing to these justices. Right? That is fascinating to me. So bravo, Derek Wang.
Absolutely.
And there's a waiting list because the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday shows, as of this morning, just sold out.
Officially, yes, we are sold out, but there is a waiting list.
How do you get on the waiting list for Scalia Ginsburg?
You can reach out to our box office. And you can find more information at florentineopera.org.
Very good, florentineopera.org. And tell me about that they're more than just the performers. You've enhanced these performances with guest speakers.
That's right.
This is such a rich experience. I love it.
We are so excited about this, and it's really a great honor. We are having 4 Wisconsin Supreme Court justices attend these performances spread throughout the weekend. And we're also having the head of the Lubar Center attending and speaking and giving us their thoughts on this opera as part of the pre-opera or the pre-show talk.
Well, the head of the Lubar Center at Marquette is Judge Derek Mosley.
Judge Derek Mosley.
What a charismatic man who embraces the arts and all things culture and creativity. He's such positive energy. I love that he has helped make this happen.
Yeah, he has
at
been
the
an
Lubar
absolute
Center.
champion for us, and we are so excited to have him on board.
That is fun. And why did the Florentine Opera Company think it was important to have Wisconsin Supreme Court justices there as part of this experience?
We are always trying to find ways to tie this into real life, right? Opera is not a faraway dead thing. It's here, it's alive, and it's Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin. And so we're trying to incorporate as much as we can of that. And so, again, big thank you to Judge Mosley. He called up some favors for us, and these 4 justices were very excited and very enthusiastic about this. And so we're so excited to host them and to have them as part of this conversation, just not just about the arts, but about, what it means to be work with colleagues that are different than you. Yeah.
I was just going to say, to bring people together in the first place to see this one-act comic opera, Scalia Ginsburg, but also when you had mentioned earlier that this is based on the true story of 2 justices that had differing beliefs, and I'm sure had hearty conversations and debates.
Oh, yes.
But when they're not wearing the black robes and on duty, they're out seeing opera. They're out having meals together. They're truly enjoying life together and showing that you can respect each other and have conversations and have fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think these justices are going to talk about their experience with that as well. You know, it doesn't just stop at the U.S. Supreme Court. That really can relate to anybody who has ever had a conversation with someone who you don't completely agree with.
But you can find more commonalities than differences. And how can you find those, heaven forbid, say compromise, but at least understanding and respect? Even if you don't bend and change your mind, it's like, oh, okay, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And I give you more grace and consideration because I've gotten to know you better. And we do have a good time. And it's not all just bumper stickers and combat and digging in heels, you know, which is what we hear a lot, unfortunately, in divisiveness in our country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the opera covers a lot about that. I think the climax of the piece is this trio called We Are Different, We Are One. And so these two justices sing this beautiful moment of music about how even though they are different, they are working towards the common goal of making the country better. That is the end goal, right? Sometimes it's not just about winning, it's about working together.
United we stand. Mm-hmm. It's been a motto for hundreds of years.
Exactly.
Florentine Opera Company's Renata Herrera, thank you so much for sharing the fun and the joy and the innovation of Scalia Ginsburg, the opera. And again, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to get on the waiting list for this sold-out show. The website?
FlorentineOpera.org.
Thank you so much. Break a leg to the entire cast and everyone involved. And I look forward to visiting with you again to find out what else Florentine Opera Company has in store.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. And stay with us. A preview of Milwaukee Night Market tomorrow. Next on What's on Tap.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1-day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they've delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
You know the voice.
Fly ball, right field, out of here!
You know the iconic calls.
Fly ball, deep right! Back to back!
And you know he's our Brewers 360 guest on Wisconsin's Morning News. Every Wednesday at 8:45. It's Brewers broadcaster Jeff Levering. Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting. What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Just give me the night.
Keeping an eye on the weather tomorrow night, but a little rain is not going to stop me. What's on Tap will be live on location tomorrow at Milwaukee Night Market, right on Wisconsin Avenue. Actually, it's just steps outside the Good Karma Brands office, right outside 3rd Street Market Hall, which is where I have a booth. I'll be broadcasting live. I'll bring you some stories and sounds from Night Market. And if you have not been ever, or if you just haven't been this year, come on out and join us tomorrow, because it is just a happy, happy block party all up and down Wisconsin Avenue. And I found out these are those fun additions. Like, there will be entertainment there on the stage right in front of 3rd Street Market Hall. You'll see tons of vendors and lots of good food to eat and all sorts of flavors and fun shopping from different artists. But there are also like experiences like, oh, I don't expect. Like, there might be some s'mores being grilled in the middle of the street, or the Milwaukee Brewers are going to have a pop-up art alley takeover as part of Milwaukee Night Market tomorrow. And interactive fan experiences, you will probably see the famous racing sausages, but the coolest artful part of this is a community mural project, and it's a paint-by-numbers mural experience where you really can't mess it up, right? You could just do one brush stroke or two, and this mural is later going to be displayed at American Family Field. And another thing that I love, supporting local artists, Lauren Marvell, who's a MyAd grad, local illustrator muralist. She's the one who's designed this Brewers Through the Eras mural. So stop by the WTMJ tent, and I will point you in the direction of the Brewers Art Alley to make sure you have a good time. And thank you to all of my guests tonight. I truly appreciate and enjoyed every single conversation with Damian Bookman from the Ability Center, also Sean Michael Kafer, the filmmaker from Doc UWM, and from Florentine Opera Company, Renata Herrera, who was just with me, and also from earlier last week, David Fantle, Hollywood historian, who you can meet tomorrow at the Summer Stock 75th anniversary screening at the Oriental Theater. And if you missed any of those fun conversations, you can always catch up on the podcast, WTMJ.com, or wherever you get your podcast. Just search WTMJ What's on Tap. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I know you have choices, so thank you very much for listening to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
The new fractured